What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Defend Your Units. I am your host, Johnny K. Picks, and alongside me is the friend of the show, and that is Tyler from 138 MMA. And we are here to break down all of the fights for UFC Des Moines or Iowa, however you want to word it. I don't even know what's right or wrong. I just said Des Moines in my video, so it is what it is. But how's it going, Tyler? And are you looking forward to this card?
Well, it's going great. Looking forward to this card is tricky because this is a tricky card. And ever since, since starting content creation, I can't just look forward to a card anymore because I'm looking forward to the fights. Because it really just kind of comes down to, am I going to get my picks right? Because it doesn't matter if I'm looking forward to watching the fights anymore. If I get the picks wrong, I'm not going to be happy because I'm going to have to deal with a bunch of annoying crap afterwards. So realistically, we'll find out after Saturday if I was retroactively looking forward to this card.
Very, very true.
You know how it is.
I know.
So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fun though. I think it'll be some good fights. I think it'll be exciting. So we'll see how it is.
Yeah, there's some fun ones. There's some stinkers here, obviously, and some weird ones I don't know why they even made, but you know, it is what it is. It's the UFC, so we got fights. We can't complain. There's only 12, which is a little weird because last week was 14, and there was a lot of good fights last week. So, yeah, except maybe one fight that was really crappy. It was the Pereira fight, but we don't want to get into that. We won't get into that. But
I mean, yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
We did. But how'd you do last card? Did you come out ahead?
I did.
Nice.
It seems like a lot of people didn't, which is surprising. But I also I bet like such a square last card. And sometimes people hate on betting like a square, but dude, sometimes it's just like it's what makes the most sense. So
yeah, I had a 3-leg parlay of like the most obvious like fighters last week. I think it was Edwards, Blackshear, and someone else that won by a finish. And I like posted on my on X. I was like, yeah, I hit my parlay with ease. And everyone's like, it's like, bro, that was the most juice parlay I ever seen in my life. I'm like,
but it
won, dude. And all of them won by finish. Like, it wasn't even like a close decision or anything. Like, there's a reason why I beat all the line movement too. Like all of the lines that you saw on that ticket were way under what they were before that fight ended. So it's like, come on, guy.
So that is something that drives me nuts too, because like you can win money, but if you don't win it in the way that like people find to be like super sharp and savvy, they get so upset because they're like, oh, you just played a big favorite. But it's like, dude, okay. So last week, I just laid minus 325. So I put 3.25 units to win one on Blackshear.
It's easy. It's easy.
I parlayed him with Edwards and Amarim as
that's who it was. Amarim. I couldn't think we had the same bet.
and then I bet Amarim money line at like -2 something or another when like way early, like when it dropped, like way early, and I just laid the juice to win a unit. So like I did all those, and everybody's like, you can't, like that's not even like sharp. And I'm like, I won. I don't care if it was sharp. It won.
If you're there's difference between being sharp and being smart as well too. You can be smart, smart bet.
I do regret not playing the Jocelyn Edwards knockout. I wanted to, and I was like, oh, that's a spot I like. And then I did let everybody else talk me out of it by saying it's like when I kept hearing everybody say it's guaranteed to go to decision, and they hadn't dropped the odds yet for like props. And I let everybody talk me out of it. I was like, man, that's gonna be one of those where I feel like it's gonna hit and then it'll miss.
What worried me though is when Chelsea came in off like super thin. I was like, uh-oh.
I had the opposite reaction to that because it told me that she spent more time just trying to get her weight right than she did actually leveling up her game. Because she clearly hadn't leveled up her game at all. No. And because she had missed weight so many times, it wasn't like she was just like in shape. It was more like, oh, she had to make a drastic change in her lifestyle to get to this level of shape. So that means she was focusing more on that. Not that you can't get better at fighting while also getting in shape. The focus wasn't there. And I think that made me feel better about the Edwards play.
But I'm a little worried now if she's going to stay at 135 though, because she might get knocked out a lot.
Oh yeah, she's just not going to make it with the UFC. She's not very good. Like
no,
I hate to
she
say
never
that about
was.
I don't mean to say that, but she just isn't very good. Oh, that's another thing. I got. Okay, let me get off on this one for a minute.
Go ahead.
So in my comment section, some dude tried to tell me that I picked Tresean Gore over Tulio. I didn't. I've never picked Tresean Gore in a fight. I think Tresean Gore is not UFC level. I've said this many times. I don't dislike Tresean Gore. I'm sure he's a great guy, whatever. I've never understood the hype. Everybody on The Ultimate Fighter thought he was going to be the next big thing. I didn't think so. I won a bag betting on Brian Battle over him. And like, this dude tried to tell me like I thought that I picked Tresean Gore. And I was like, dude, the video is on YouTube. You can literally go check this. So proof is there. And then when he realized that, he goes, well, you said it'd be close. I said, no, I didn't say it would be close. I literally said the guy's not UFC level. But with the structure of my videos, I talk about the positives of both fighters because I'm not an asshole. So just to say, I want to get this out of the way now. For anybody watching, I will give both sides their flowers sometimes. It doesn't mean I think the fight's necessarily going to. The only time I won't is if I literally can't. Like if you're going to do like if you're going to put Mike Jackson back in there, like it's just, what am I going to say nice about Mike Jackson? Nothing.
He's got a cool name.
Yes.
That's about it.
Yeah. Like I'm not like what positive can you get about Mike Jackson? So it's like, you know, I mean, I guess he would be an all right regional level fighter, I guess.
Maybe.
Cool. Yeah, all right. I'm not saying even good. All right. But like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so sometimes things get taken out of context, or they like people think that if you're just not saying, oh, this person's trash, they're a can, they're terrible, they're garbage, that you think that it's a close fight necessarily. That's not how that works. So I wanted to put that out because that's something I think that like, I think the reason that so many content creators go completely into this fight's not going to be close, this person sucks, is because if they don't say that, they end up in that. Plus, it also gets more clicks. I don't know.
True. Well, people
hard, man.
People love it. People love it.
It's fun, but
they
it's
eat
hard.
it up. They eat it up. But yeah, I came out a little bit ahead too. I think I won a little over 2 units, and we didn't hit the beer money or easy money parlay. So we have to get back on track, Tyler.
We can if we can agree on at least a pick, I think that's good enough for easy money. We can find it.
Exactly. There's a
lot
of. I think we'll be okay too. But yeah, I know we usually do well, so I'm looking forward to placing that bet again because it's probably going to hit, and we have to get back on track. So we'll go through the chat here, and then we'll get started. So we got Scotty Law on here.
I'm gonna unplug my mic real quick. I think it's flashing. So
go ahead. We got Scotty Law on here. Good stuff, Johnny. Appreciate you hanging out with us, Scotty. We got D Sims. What's up, D Sims? Excited to see that you're having on. We got Tyler. That's right. We got Jesse Q. What's up? The Bears fan driving to Des Moines. Let's go. I'm not going, but are you? That's awesome. I'm not going to Iowa, unfortunately. Maybe if it was a little bit better of a card, I might take the hike there, but nah, I don't think this one's worth it personally. But if it was only like 2 hours away, I'd probably go. But it's like, how long is it? Like 7 hours away or something like that. It's pretty far. Let's go pause. Tyler's full card to tune in. There we go. We got Trevor. What's up, Trevor? Got 4 winning picks this week. There we go. Let's put him in the chat here. Jeremy, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming out. How them Cubs? The Cubs are doing good. They're fun to watch. The Sox are not. I'll tell you that. But the people that are mad about square plays don't win at this game. That's true. They don't win a lot anyways. But when they do win, they will let you know. They hit that plus 900. It only took them like 98 times, but they got it. Ozempic chin. So from Chandler, Ozempic no chin. Yeah, it's not good. Hyperbole rocks. We got Paku in here. What's up, Paku? Cheer, man. We got Vincent. What's up, Vincent? Good card to parlay most significant strikes and takedowns. That's a good idea. I'll have to look at those props when they come out. I haven't seen them yet. Oh, you're going. There you go. That's going to be awesome. All right, let's go to the first fight of the night, which is going to be Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. Who do you like here?
Yeah, this is the only fight that I can't really get myself to make a solid case for the underdog. There's a world where she like outworks Petrovic, of course, but I mean, we're grasping at straws here because I don't think skill for skill she has it over Petrovic anywhere. So I got to go with Ivana Petrovic. I think the line is where it should. I think the line's actually there's still value on her at minus like 230 or whatever she's at. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think that she's going to be world champion or anything for Ivana, but I also think that Juliana Miller is a fighter who's 3-3 in her career in MMA, and she's really green in the sport and got to the UFC too early. Like, I'm not saying she can't ever be good, But right now, she's not where she needs to be at this level. I don't think that Petrovic is a world champion caliber, like I said, but I do think that she has the skills to win this fight at a pretty high clip. The only thing I could see maybe is for Miller, if I'm making the case, is a ton of aggression and just outworking her. But that doesn't happen more than enough to make me bet her. Like out of 100 times, that might happen a couple. But yeah, I think Petrovic is the side. I think at this number, she's the side. I feel like she's one of the few favorites that I can say, okay, I feel pretty solid about this one. So yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm on the Petrovic side. For some reason, I don't know. I have like a weird feeling, and maybe just because I'm not really that high on Petrovic, but I'm really not high on Juliana, and I should be more confident than I think I am. But yeah, I think she's better everywhere too. The only thing that would worry me though, like you said, if Miller just comes in guns blazing, maybe catches a lucky right hand or a lucky submission right off the bat, maybe a guillotine like in the first couple minutes. Other than that,
Miller's got
like,
dog.
What's up?
Miller's got that dog in her for sure.
Yeah, but like in her last fight though, she tried to do that and then she gassed out and then she got KO'd. So I can see that happening kind of. I think Petrovic's grappling is good enough. So if the fight does get to the mat early, Juliana can scramble really good and she has good submissions, but I think Ivana will be okay. So that's like maybe the only way that Juliana can win too. So I don't think that'll happen. But so I'm really grasping at straws, like you said, kind of how Juliana wins, and it would just have to be like pure aggression, just bite on the old mouth guard and hope for a lucky punch and swing like swing and bang. So yeah, I'm gonna go Petrovic to win. I think there is a finish though. I think she gets it maybe in the second or third round, even probably by sub. Well, maybe not. Maybe it could be by a ground and pound KO if she get kind of like just turtles up when she's just gassed out a little bit.
One thing about Petrovic that's interesting is she is okay. So a lot of fighters, when they get a takedown, they don't work to advance position. They just hold the position they get and try to ground and pound from there. She like systematically works her butt off to get to mount. And once she gets to mount, then she starts ground and pounding and she just unloads. And she either gets the finish that way or she gets her opponent to turn over because they're tired of getting punched in the face and gets the rear naked choke. So it does make it hard to call what she's going to get because it kind of depends on the opponent and like whether they're more willing to give up their back or just eat punches until the ref steps in. But that's how she'll get the takedown, work position to position to get to mount, and then go for it. And that's what that's what I've seen from any fight where she's actually successfully been able to get takedowns. So
yep,
it's tricky to call the method inside the distance if you're going to play that.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, I wouldn't try one or the other. Just take it easy on this one because I can see Juliana gassing and standing KO, or I can see a ground and pound. I can see a rear naked choke.
Yep,
something like that. But I do think there will be a finish for sure. Hopefully the under. If the under set at 2.5 again, like what was that fight recently?
Was it the Amarine fight?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, look at that. It could be pretty good bet there. Let's see. We got Lane in here. What's up, Lane? What's up, man? Cheer Paku. And we got Paku said, yo, Lane. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Our guy Dontel Mays versus Thomas Jefferson Peterson. And you know, I want to believe in Dontel. I've tried. I really have. I did pick him against Orlovsky. Did pick him there. But I gotta go Thomas. I'm not like, for some reason, I'm not really confident in this one because I know Peterson did lose to Gadziev, and Gadziev's way better than Dontel Mays, I'll be honest. But I mean, Dontel can throw, some heat early anyways. But then as the fight goes on, he just slows down a little bit. He doesn't really have any volume, and that's his problem. I don't understand why. He's a big-ass dude. He should be throwing some bombs, maybe even use some wrestling for once. He's going to be way bigger in this matchup. But if the longer the fight goes, I do think it favors Thomas Peterson too. And Peterson could get a knockout, but Dontel usually survives. He's pretty tough, and he'll make it to. I think it's the over set at 2.5, which I'm kind of mad about, but it is what it is. But give me Peterson to win by decision. I just don't think Mays is going to have enough volume to win the minutes. I don't think he's going to use his wrestling. He should, but I don't think he will. And I just think Peterson will be landing more volume, and he just wins a boring kind of heavyweight decision. What do you think?
Yeah, so I'm not super high on either guy, obviously. I think Mays was gifted a decision against Arlovsky. Arguably, Arlovsky won that fight, but that's all right.
Didn't he knock him out?
I think the Arlovsky fight was a split decision, wasn't it?
Or no, you're thinking of maybe
I'm thinking of the last Arlovsky fight. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Machado.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, that's the one I'm thinking about, where Arlovsky left the UFC after that. That was the one I'm thinking of. My bad. But yeah, no, I think with Mays, once he gets to his back, he sucks. Like, he just doesn't do anything. He can be good in positions. If he's on top, he's got decent top control. If he pushes guys against the cage, he does a good job.
Good hip thrusts.
Yes, does have the hip thrust, just running the cup into the face. That's a move. What he doesn't do well is fight from his back or initiate grappling situations. So he often ends up having to end up on top just by, kind of forcing it there from a failed takedown of his opponent. I think Peterson can get the takedown if he tries for it. He's a decent wrestler, right? Yeah. May's gonna be bigger as far as taller and things like that. I don't know. Peterson probably should be able to get the takedowns. I want to say the line's wide, but at the same time, I'm still going to take him. So we'll say Peterson. I can't get behind Mays at this point. And
me too.
I think he gets a takedown too. So I mean, yeah.
If I can rely on Mays using a little bit of his wrestling and throwing a little bit more volume, I might take a chance, but I can't. But I'm not like that high on Thomas Peterson either, where I'm running to the window to bet him at -250 either. But I do think he wins, but there's other spots on this card. Like, this could be either a super boring decision, how you think it's going to happen, or something crazy could happen too. Who knows?
Yeah.
It is heavyweight. It is heavyweight. So,
yeah.
Total pass for me as well. Yep. Scotty Law says he's arrived. Thanks for the show. I'm a little sad. AI found that one silverback could beat 100 men, but one pissed off wife can take 100 apes. Oh, bookies have to make lines. That doesn't mean that we have to bet them. Hard pass on these one fats. Yep, slight lean Peter Griffin. Yeah, he does look like Peter Griffin a little bit. Yeah. Speaking of the silverbacks and the men, I am 100% on 100 humans would win against one silverback if they all fought. I would
love to give my opinion, but I actually dropped a video on this today on my channel. So if you'd like to watch it, it's over on my channel, 130 MMA.
There you go. But I'll just throw mine out there. I just think 100 guys or humans, if you want to say, which I'm thinking they're going to be men, all at once with one ape, you're going to have some casualties, obviously. But there ain't no way that one gorilla's going to win. I'm sorry. No way. But if it's 1 versus 1 each time, then yeah, more than likely the ape will probably win.
Well, what about 100 apes versus 1 man?
Who is that?
But the man gets a 50 caliber machine gun.
How many rounds?
Well, at least 100.
I'm going to say the apes are going to win. I don't trust that man to hit 100 on point in the head every time. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
Unless you have maybe 1,000 rounds, then we're talking.
1,000 rounds and he gets
no way.
50 yards head start.
And is it a trained sniper or just a normal guy? Like Midwestern guy.
Yeah, normal Midwestern
knows
dude.
Guns.
Normal Midwestern dude.
I'd probably go ape still.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Because I think the normal Midwestern guy will be drinking his Natty Ice or Busch Light, and he's going to be missing a little bit with his bullets, and he's going to run out of bullets by gorilla number 62. So it's over.
Can you imagine though? Like, they're like, all right, dude, here's the game. It's like an episode of like Beast Games has gone too wild, and now it's like, you're gonna be standing at the 50-yard line of this football field while 100 apes come at you. Thankfully, you've got a 50 caliber machine gun. If you make it, you get $1 million.
I could totally see him do some crap like that.
That's gonna be. I can see that.
Yeah. All right. Back to UFC. That was fun for about 2 minutes. Next one, Gaston Bolanos versus Quang Lee. I believe this might be the people's main event. I've been seeing a lot of one side or the other. Who do you like here?
I've seen only one other person on the same side as me, so maybe you're seeing different people. I'm on Fang Lee.
I knew it.
Feel like he's the better fighter. Like, I backed Bolaños against Ramius because, I don't think Ramius is another guy that I think he needs some more work before he's ready for the UFC. Bolaños he's at the cusp, right, of the UFC, and I think he still has some holes in his game. Now, if Lee goes out there and fights with the absolute worst possible game plan and just decides that, like, yeah, we're going to go treat this like a Muay Thai fight, that makes it a little trickier. But if he mixes his martial arts, he's going to have success because he can mix takedowns with strikes, and he's done it before. And if he does that, he doesn't have to have better, like, really awesome wrestling. He has to be able to keep the threat of the wrestling there, mix in the takedowns, and that's going to open up the strike. Because Lee's a striker, but he can wrestle a little bit. And I think if he mixes those in, I think he's going to have a lot of success. I think he's the better fighter here overall. It's just, yeah, if it ends up just being a pure striking match because Lee goes out there and does that, he's absolutely going to lose. But I think he can be at least competitive because dude hits hard and he's durable most of the time. I mean, obviously get knocked out in his last one, but usually he's durable. So I'm thinking Lee. I've only heard one other person on him. That was Couch Warrior. I listened to his breakdown today. So otherwise, I mean, I feel like I'm on an island, but maybe not.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter. But I'm on the Bolaños side here. I do think he is actually the better striker. I don't think he's the better overall MMA guy. Like you said, I think Lee could get some wrestling going. Bolaños is, normally doesn't have the greatest takedown defense, but he looked a little bit better against Romulus. Like, Romulus is mainly a grappler, not a super crazy awesome grappler as we saw. I mean, he does have good submissions. He's a little wild. He's just green, like you said. He's wild. He's more submission over position. Kwang won't be that. He probably will be the opposite if he gets a takedown. But I don't know. I just don't think Lee's wrestling is all that great, personally. So that's gonna be the battle here. It's kind of like last week with Castaneda versus Gutierrez. Castaneda didn't even barely use any wrestling, so that's why he lost. Now, if Lee doesn't use any wrestling here, I don't think he's going to win. So you'll know probably in the fight, whether it's like, in the first round, maybe right after the first round, if you don't see Lee shooting any takedowns or having success at all, Bolaños is your guy. He's probably going to win. I think he throws very good leg kicks. I like his striking. I don't think, he's nothing crazy to write home about, but in this fight, I think he can win. And I think Lee can win too. He's just going to have to mix it up. I just don't think he's going to be able to or have a lot of success doing it. So I'm going to go Gaston here, and I'm going to go by decision. But I would say Lee's live for a submission, maybe later in the fight, like round 3 or something, if you want to get a little crazy.
Is that Lee says, coming off of a knockout loss, oh, hey, just going in there and trading wasn't working out for me. Maybe I should mix in the wrestling, and mixes it in because
Where does Lee train at? Offhand?
I don't know what gym it is. No.
Let me look. The Academy.
Yeah, it's not one of the mega gyms. That's all I know.
It's in Minnesota, the Academy.
Yeah, I don't know it, but hopefully his coaches are like, dude, take this guy down. He's not a grappler. Like, Aaron Phillips took him down a number of times. Aaron Phillips, half the people watching this probably don't even know he's in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like, no shame to Aaron Phillips, but like, he just hasn't had an impressive run in the UFC. He also doesn't fight very often. So there's that. But like, it's one of those things where that was a close fight. I was on Aaron Phillips there, and I was like, the judges could see it his way, but they didn't. Not obviously. Of course
it did.
It was like a close enough fight, and I'm like, man, if Lee can use that game plan, but be a better striker than Phillips, which he is, he's probably got it. But it's the game plan that's going to come down to for me.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, I think it's going to be the Castaneda versus Gutierrez fight. You're just going to find out who's going to wrestle, if Lee can wrestle or not. If he does or not, then you know who's probably going to win or lose. So that's just how I see it. With Castaneda, like that fight, just real quick since we're talking about it, like, man, that's so. I don't know if he didn't get knocked down in the first round, it could have went his way by split. It could have. But he messed up. I picked Castaneda. That's why I was kind of saying that.
I actually bet Gutierrez, so.
I bet Castaneda plus 3.5, though. I didn't bet his money line. Because I knew he would win one round.
Yeah,
So,
which he did.
Which he did. We got split. So actually, yeah, he did a little bit better than winning just one round. But yeah, either way. Yeah, I mean, this could be a good look too. Quang Lee plus 3.5 spread. There you go. I think he wins one round if it goes to decision. There you go.
It's minus 200, but like, or at least it was. I don't know what's at now.
Castaneda was minus 225, and look how that worked out.
Yeah,
easy hit.
I may have already played that.
I like it if you did. Maybe. We got Derek. What's up, Derek? After losing 32 units last card, oh no, worst ever. I'm ready for some good picks. We'll help you out here. We'll help you with some picks. Maybe we can get some of that money back with the beer money parlay. How about that?
Yeah, brother. We got to get you back.
We'll get you back. We'll get you back. Ape has no cardio. Okay.
No, dude, can I get in on that with you?
Go ahead.
Can I be one of the 12 homies?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to talk about that.
Yeah. No. I want to be one of the 12 homies. That sounds like a good song.
Sacrifice one man to make weapons from his bones. I like that idea.
It's a great strategy, honestly.
JDM Freak, what's up, man? What's up, Tyler? Defend your units. Let's go. I've got gas, so you better not stink. Yeah, I mean, it's just the wrestling. That's all I got to worry about.
Interesting way to word that.
No, I like it. 5 units out for me in the last card. I hope everyone did good. Man, like you said, Tyler, like a lot of people ended up losing, but like I feel like, I don't know. It was a square. I think the problem was it was kind of a square card. You couldn't really go too far out of left field, if you want to say, because a lot of stuff didn't happen other than like Edwards KO. Like, think of something crazy other than that. Like, that was plus 1,200 or something like that.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I played a lot of real square stuff. So
so did I. That's just how I bet usually. I'm a pretty square better, but it is what it is.
Hey, there we go. I'm in.
There we go. And we got Paul in here. What's up, Paul? Johnny 138. Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate you hanging out with us. Next fight, though, Marina Rodriguez versus Jillian Robertson. You know, this fight could also play out very, very close. Again, it also depends on wrestling, if Jillian can get the wrestling. But I am a believer in Jillian. I like her move to strawweight. I think she was a little bit too small at flyweight, not as strong either. And I think she can get some takedowns against Rodriguez. Rodriguez doesn't really have the greatest takedown defense, but she definitely will be the better striker. So I'm just going to bank on Jillian getting some takedowns, winning at least 2 of the rounds. Marina's never been submitted in her career, so I'm going to throw that out there first if you're thinking submission. So this could be one of those things you can do Jillian inside the distance if you think she can get some ground and pound. Jillian was able to get a ground and pound KO against Polyana, I believe, last time. But she went to decision with Karate Hottie and also Pinheiro, who's also normally a gasser. I'm going to go Jillian by decision. I think she gets it done.
The reason she got the decision over the Karate Hottie is because the ref wanted to see that woman die.
Yeah. Was it Jason? Was it Jason? Do you remember?
I don't know. I'm sure it was.
Jason almost let Anthony Smith get to round 2. Like, that's how close that was.
Dude, if he did though, Smith was gonna be live for real though.
He might. I don't know. Smith looked like he wanted to get out of there after like 3 minutes, but
still, dude,
he might. Oh, he definitely probably would have been. But I mean, I don't know. Zhang looked pretty decent though when he got up and he was done. Like, he didn't look like he was gassing.
Yeah, he was done. He didn't have to do anymore.
Well, fair enough.
You go sit on the stool for a minute after that, and you're like, oh shit!
He threw a lot of elbows. Some of them did hit the back of the head, but that's because Jason didn't call it, so it's his fault. But anyways, yeah, give me Jillian by decision. I just think she just out wrestles Rodriguez for a couple rounds, and maybe she gets a ground and pound KO. I don't know if she'll be able to get a finish or a submission, but I'm just gonna bank on the decision. What do you think?
Yeah, this is the other favorite on the card that I feel decent about. And it's not because Marina is like a bad fighter, but like this is a bad matchup for her.
Levels.
Because she does get taken down. If she can keep it on the feet, she's going to be light years ahead, right? If she even
100%.
keeps it in the clinch, she's going to be light years ahead. But it's going to probably get to the ground because everybody seems to be taking her down now. There's a reason that Marina is 1-4 in her last 5 fights. It's because the people she's fighting are looking to take her down. And everybody's like, oh, but Jillian's got bad takedowns. Well,
and strawweight.
Exactly. When she moved to strawweight, that percentage has been consistently going up. But when you look at just the stat, when you look at just the number, it's like, oh, her takedown offense is terrible. you got to look at it as just like isolated from straw weight. What is their takedown percentage there? It's a lot better. So I think Jillian gets it done. I don't think it's a sense, like, I don't think it's a case of like Marina just not being very good at this point anymore. She's been fighting some of the best people in the division, but also like she is a striker. And if you're not going to play that game with her, you're probably going to be able to beat her if you can get the takedowns, which Jillian probably can, because she's going to sell out for it and she's tough as nails. So she's going to go for those. So yeah, give me Jillian Robertson. The other pick on the card as a favorite that I'm like, okay, I feel good about it, but that's about it. Those are about the only two.
Yeah.
Her and Petrovic.
So since she started strawweight, which has been 5 fights, she had 2 takedowns in one takedown, and she lost that fight with 1 takedown against Tabitha Ritchie, which Tabitha Ritchie has really good takedown defense.
Yep.
Then she had 2 takedowns versus Polyana, 2 takedowns against Karate Hottie, and then 5 takedowns against Luana. And the reason why those numbers are low is because she's keeping them down.
Yes.
Like, that's another thing, too. Like, she does not let anybody get back up. Now, Luana has pretty good grappling, so she was probably able to get back up a little bit in the beginning, but she still
she got good grappling early, for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, I like Jillian here. I think she'll get the takedowns. I will say by decision. Do you think there'll be a finish or what?
That ground and pound's been looking pretty good from Jillian. In fact, I cashed big time on her when she did get that ground and pound finish at the was it UFC 297. It was like plus 950, and I was like, yo, she's getting the ground and pound here. She's been saying it leading up to this fight that she needs a TKO finish.
Yeah.
And I bought into what she said. And usually I don't, but for whatever reason, I believed her. So I think this is a spot where she could get that. She got the elbow to the booty hole. I mean, she could do that too. I mean, that could finish a lot of women. So, just like one big elbow, right?
That's true. That's true. But another thing too is like the 12-6 elbows too when you're in full mount. That changes everything.
People aren't using them quite.
They're getting there.
Use more effectively.
They're getting there. But the more and more people, they give it like another 6 months, I'm telling you, there's going to be way more KOs, but they're mostly going to be from ground and pound because of that alone.
The only fighter I've seen use them the way that I'm in my head envisioning is like the way that you should be using them was Cody Gibson against Kelleher.
Okay, yeah.
Because he was putting his elbow here and just dropping his body weight straight down onto Kelleher with the elbow leading the way. You can't block that. Like the elbow's going to wedge right between whatever you're blocking with. It's going to happen. You can't block it. And he just was ramming that in there. And what are you going to do? Get punched from the guy on the bottom? Who cares? So that's the 12-6 elbow that just finishes people bad, because I don't know if you know, but if your head is on the mat and you're blocking like this and there's an elbow coming straight down and it hits you in the face, that elbow's got nowhere to push your head. So it just slices right through, and it's probably going in your eye socket, which is not against the rules because it's not a finger.
Yep. So that's true.
Yeah. Like Cody Gibson was the one that used it most effectively so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give it 6 more months. I think more people will be getting some more ground and pound KOs. But yeah, I'm all for it though, for sure. We got Trevor saying
doing crazy stuff.
Oh, you're fine. Did anyone lose last week? A lot of people lost last week, unfortunately. But we'll get them back on track. Yeah, I got Jillian in this one. Marina got old quick. Yeah, she's like 38, I believe. She can't really stop takedowns, and she hasn't really improved it. That's been her bugaboo in the UFC, but she's mainly fought strikers when she had a little run, but now she's fighting grapplers or people that can wrestle. Yeah, and she's not, more than likely, probably not going to win this one either. Let's see. We got Any Action Effie. What's up, Effie? Let's go, boys. Had to drop in, show some support. Appreciate you as always. But real quick, one gorilla is definitely beating 100 humans. You're crazy, dude. Crazy. B-Negs, what's up, man? Elbow to the anus is very effective in my dojo. Yes, indeed. Let's see if we missed out anything here. JDM said 5 units out, and hope everyone did good. Yeah, but 12-6 elbows need to be done more. Let's just be honest. Like, I think there'll be a lot more finishes. We're starting to see a little bit more of it. It'd be a little bit more entertaining, obviously, for the fans, and better betting for KO props. So let's go. Next fight, though, will be Azamat Bakayev versus Ryan Loder. I'll let you start this one off. Who do you like here?
Well, here's where the train comes off the tracks.
I don't hate it.
I think Ryan Loder should be the favorite. I don't understand the line. I don't get it. When Bekayev came in, everybody was like, oh, Zach Reese is probably going to beat this guy. Bekayev's not that good, this, that, and the other. And now everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's gonna demolish Ryan Loder. That's why Loder's a plus 315 underdog. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't get it. I think Ryan Loder is going to be able to outpace him. I think he's going to be out wrestle him. I think he's a better wrestler. Sure, there might be a slight striking advantage for Bekayev. I think the wrestling from Loder is going to be too much. I think he's going to be able to put him on the mat. I think he's going to be able to do what he needs to do to get the job done. I don't think Bekayev can keep up with him. I don't think Bekayev is going to be able to out wrestle him. And I do think that if he keeps it on the feet, that's his best path. And I just don't think the option's there. I think the hands are going to start to open up from Loder because of the takedowns. I don't know. I think Loder is the better fighter here. Maybe I'm crazy. I think people are just really down on American wrestling right now. And that's kind of like Loder's catching some strays from that. And I get that. I get the sentiment there. But like, dude, I think Ryan Loder is the better grappler and the better wrestler here. But I don't know. So I'm on Loder for sure.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I was kind of like going back and forth. This isn't like, the line is wild to me. I think it should be a lot closer. I do think Loder is the better wrestler. Mm-hmm. But I think Azamat's a better striker. And if Azamat can keep it on the feet, that's where he wins the fight. And I just don't, I think it's going to go to decision one way or another. And it might be a really, really close decision. And I was worried about the damage part. Not to say that Ryan doesn't do any damage when he's on top, because he does. Obviously, he beat Valentin last time that way. But I just think Azamat's better than that. Like, better than Valentin. So I think he'll be okay there. This is a really, really tough fight. I'm staying far away. I think this is a clear dog or pass bet. I might have a little fun bet on Loder. I'm not going to lie. But because the line, I think, is just insane. And I think this could end up being like a split decision, and the judges are like, we'll just give it to Loder. Why not America? Fuck yeah. So I'm gonna go with Azamat to win by decision, but I'm not confident like at all. I'm keeping this out of like any parlay. I'm not betting it officially tracked or anything like that, because this is one I'm just not sold on. I'm only picking Azamat because I just think he could keep it on the feet, and he has the better striking. Like, Loder needs to wrestle. He can't strike here. Like, and if he can't wrestle, he's not gonna win. That's why. I just think Azamat has a couple different ways to win, and that's another thing. That's why I kind of just, okay, I'll just be a little bit safe. But it's a pick. I don't care really. Either way, I'm not betting it though. I'm not that.
Loder does have a good body kick on the feet, and he will open up the hands after he's had success with the takedowns, but he uses it just to get inside for the takedowns.
Yeah.
So I will say you're right about the, like I said, Bekayev probably has a little bit better striking. I don't think it matters. I think he's getting ragdolled. I think he's gonna be in there and realize quickly that, oh man, there's levels to this wrestling thing, and Loder's got really good MMA wrestling. Like, he might not be like a Bo Nickel level, like actual like collegiate wrestler, or like, you know, freestyle wrestler or whatever. But man, the dude's MMA wrestling's legit, and he puts the ground and pound in there very, very well. So yeah, but I am very much in the minority this week. I've heard so many people say Becca.
I've heard a few people like Loder, and I was almost there. Like, he almost got me. I'm trying to think of like the one last week that I was just it was Giga and Onama. I was this close to betting, or not bet, well, I guess betting and picking Giga, and then I like really thought about it. I was like, I don't think he's gonna win. Like, I think Onama has a little bit more of a dog in him later in the rounds if it gets that far, and he should win rounds 2 and 3, which he kind of did. But round one was fun though. Round one was fun.
Yeah. That was close. I was on Onama there, and I was like, ooh, that was closer than expected. I mean, I didn't bet him because, like,
I didn't either. But this bet or this fight kind of reminds me of like picking that fight. So I was like, one of those. But
I'm more confident in Loder than I am in a lot of the favorites on this card for some reason. So
all right. Let's see what everyone else says. 12-6. I think fighters aren't adapting to the fact they are illegal. Not yet, yeah. And I think a lot of people haven't really used ground and pound that much anymore, especially the wrestlers. Like, they just kind of just position, throw little shots here so they can win minutes that way. Like, they really need to get back to the ground and pound. So, I mean, I think it's coming. I think give it a few more months and we'll see way more and more and more.
Ground and pound's harder these days because of people's the way that like fighters have developed a bottom game where they're able to, as soon as you let off the control, they're so good at creating scrambles and working back to the feet now. It's really hard to get off the ground and pound unless you're just like leagues better than your opponent. So
true. Or if you just have massive power when you're on top and you just land one and then the guy's like,
one.
Oh shit, I don't want to do anything else but block.
Yeah, that's possible too. Yeah.
Paco said he got his butt kicked. It went in on the under in the flick fight, which that's crazy. That fight should have ended too, but I don't know how it didn't. Max bet Prates almost. Ooh, that's another one I forgot about. We could have talked about for like hours. Prates should have, could have, would have, should have won in round 5. I don't know why he let him up.
It was tough because it was one of those things where like you could see that he realized the time was running out and he just kind of didn't really know what to do. Because he's like, oh crap, do I let him back up? Do I try to finish him on the ground? He's like, I'm a better striker.
Finished him on the ground.
Yeah, but it's so.
He needed one more shot, like big shot. I think he'd have been done.
It's so tough though. Like I understand, I get it.
Yeah,
I think what really cost him though is because he was. I know people are going to say, oh, he showed he has good cardio. I think he was in the first 3 rounds was worried about the later rounds. So
he looked like crap.
Yeah, he just
first
didn't
3 rounds. He looked better in round 4 and 5 for sure. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Was it his first 5-round fight too?
I mean,
or at least in a long time.
First one
going 5 rounds.
5 rounds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had one back in the day that ended in like the first or second round.
Well, plus he didn't see round 3 in like almost 6 years too. So
right,
it's a big jump from only fighting like 1.5 rounds most of your fights to 5 now. It's like, and Ian Gary is like no joke. I mean, he is a joke, but he's no joke in fighting. A lot of people make jokes about him. Dog or pass in this fight? I believe so. I don't think I would parlay as Matt. I'm just not confident. Got to see a little bit more. 2 Sharpies here. Appreciate you hanging out with us, Zell. We got Jeremy. When can we knee grounded opponents? I think you can knee him, just not in the face.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hopefully at some point they make that rule change.
Yeah, I like the rule change now because it's getting more knees to the face with that stupid hand thing. I think that's the problem. People were playing that game, the hand game. But you can't really do too much with. You have to get one knee down. Like you're kind of accepting like a losing position at that point, so it doesn't look good. So you want to get back up real quick. So I think that helped it out enough.
It helped. I'd like them just to be able to knee somebody on the ground.
That'd be cool too.
I think stomp should be allowed too, but whatever.
Yep, let's have eye gouging. That'd be wild.
I don't want eye gouging. I don't want my ab getting poked, but I think soccer kicks and stomp should be totally allowed.
I think Prates was more tired and fit than we think. Maybe. I just thought he had just a little bit more, one more punch. He could have done it.
Could have. Close.
Could have, should have, would have. Next fight, which is the featured prelim, which I didn't know that until just now. Yana Santos versus Miesha Tate. This is a crazy fight. I'm going with Miesha Tate, and I probably shouldn't, but the reason why I am, and I don't like the long layoff and her being 38 years old, but Yana Santos can't stop takedowns. That's the problem. And Miesha Tate has good wrestling and good grappling once she gets you to the mat. I think Yana Santos is the better striker for sure. Miesha always shows damage on her face. But Misha's going to have the better wrestling, better grappling. I just don't know if she's going to be able to do it for 3 rounds. So you're going to want to hope that she wins rounds 1 and 2. I don't know about round 3 though, but I mean, by that point, maybe Yana's a little tired too. So it doesn't really matter. I just got to, that's my only reason why I'm picking Tate here. Otherwise, I think this fight's crazy. I just don't think Yana can stop takedowns. That's it. So give me Miesha Tate by decision. What do you think? Maybe a late finish.
Real quick. In the comments, headbutting was once legal. That's the thing I wish would be brought back more than anything.
That would be wild.
Dude, ground and pound, if you can headbutt people, is brutal, and I love it. I wish it would come back. But anyway, to the fight we're talking about. Give me Santos. I'll take another dog here. Misha's grappling is going to be the X factor. If she gets the takedowns, she's winning those rounds. But Santos is going to look good until the takedowns occur, is essentially it. And I'm going to take Santos to do enough on the feet that she either wins the round before the takedown and takes a round, or Miesha just decides to strike with her, because I could see her doing that. I could see her just being like, I'm going to strike with this girl. I'm going to take Santos to probably win the decision. She's an underdog. I think she's got more in the tank than Tate does. Tate seems to be like, I mean, she looked good in her last fight, but like,
that was a year and a half ago.
And it was also against somebody who was kind of on the way out. So yeah. I mean, I'm taking Santos. I don't feel great about it, but I am taking her, and I think she can at least do well enough on the feet to steal a round. If she can just do that twice, she wins the fight. So yeah, Santos. Kunitskaya for the people that were around back then.
Santos plus 3.5 is minus 205. I kind of like that.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Kind of like it, because I do think she wins one round, and it's probably round 1 or 2. Maybe even 3. I think she's winning comments.
Miesha was looking to strike more since her comeback. I agree. She's been working her jab well, but I don't think that's going to help her here.
Yeah. No, she needs to go straight wrestling and grappling in this fight. She ain't going to win any striking exchanges. Battle of the Mothers. We got Cupcake round 3 for Culture. Yeah, it could happen. I'm so uninterested in this Miesha fight. I don't blame you whatsoever, Brandon. I'm not very interested either, for it being the featured prelim as well. Bottom side control is too safe without knees to the head. Fighters just accept that position because it's not a lot of danger. Agreed.
Yes, I agree with Paku 100% there. Yep. If you could knee somebody in the head when you had them in side control, oh man, all of a sudden people will avoid that position like the plague.
That's true. Miesha's still looking good. Didn't Tate look good with her wrestling when she came back to the UFC after her layoff? Yeah, she did. But she was
Marion Renault.
Well, who did she fight recently? It was Avila.
Yeah, Avila. Right? And she looked good there with the wrestling a little bit, because like Avila never gets out with takedown.
Yeah. And then she fought Ketlin and didn't look good at all. And she didn't look good against Lauren Murphy either. And Lauren Murphy, Lauren Murphy has very good takedown defense, though.
Lauren Murphy's good.
And tough as shit.
People act like Lauren Murphy sucks because when she fought for the title, she got wrecked. But come
on. Miesha was looking to strike more. Yep. Tate will get into the clinch, not the hips. And I think Santos will be fine here. Okay. How many fights have there been with two moms? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Was Tate, did she have a baby? Is that why she was off?
Probably. I think so.
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% for sure, but it makes sense. It would make sense.
Well, probably going to lose that pick. So Yana's probably the play here. You never want to bet a women fighter that just had a baby in their first fight. Ain't no way. Shit, I didn't know that. There is a very special Tate. Yep, there is.
Isn't there? Interesting.
Yep. Gary knows facts.
Oh, there you go. Last year was in 2020.
Oh, okay. Well, then I feel better about my pick. Okay. Not that I'm like writing home about it. No, that's the make or break one, but
make or break, Johnny. You heard it here. The comment section is going to say Johnny K bet his life savings on Miesha Tate.
Mortgage on Miesha Tate.
It was his most confident pick of the card.
Oh shit, that's crazy. So main card. If you're just joining us, please hit that like button for us, and that helps out a ton. We got Jeremy Stephens versus Mason Jones. Who do you like?
Okay, so this is one where Mason Jones should win. He absolutely should win. If he goes out there with any sort of a game plan and watches Stephens' run in the PFL, he's going to say, oh, I can probably take this guy down, and I can probably win the fight that way. And yeah, if he goes out there and trades strikes with him, he could still win. But like Jeremy Stephens hits so hard. Dude, like when that dude throws an uppercut, it's literally like you're playing Mortal Kombat trying to knock somebody into the stage above. Like, I'm not kidding. I said that in my video too. It's true. Like that dude throws an uppercut. Like he's trying to put you through
uppercut from hell.
Yeah. Like I feel like Mason Jones wins. He's a huge favorite, and rightfully so. I mean, Jeremy Stephens hasn't won in the UFC in ages. He was on a bit of a skid on his way out. But, like, man, like, I do worry that if Jones decides to stand and trade with him, he gets absolutely destroyed as a massive favorite. But at the same time, like, if the line was close, I'd feel good about betting Mason Jones. but like he's a huge favorite. So I don't feel good about laying juice on him here, but he probably wins. So we'll take Jones. I mean, Jeremy Stevens hits so hard though.
Well, a little confidence booster maybe is Mason Jones has never been finished in his career, so he's got that going for him.
Do you see what Stevens did to Josh Emmett?
Yes, but I was gonna say this too. This is at 155 though. Like this isn't the featherweight fight like where he normally does all of his damage and all that good stuff. Not to say that he can't. I just think Mason Jones, and we've seen Mason Jones get rocked a couple times in the UFC too, and stayed up on his feet somehow. But yeah, I'm definitely going with Mason Jones. I mean, there is a puncher's chance for Jeremy Stevens, but like you said, if Mason Jones comes in here and just remotely kind of wrestles, he's getting takedowns, and he'll be fine. And I think that's what he's probably going to do early at least. And I kind of like Mason Jones by sub as a sneaky play, even though the prop is not that great. It's like plus 375. I can see like maybe like a late sub if like Jeremy just gives up his neck for some reason, and I don't know, something weird, crazy like that.
It's usually hard to sub. I mean, some people.
I think he's got 5 subs in his career, or 5 sub losses, but
yeah,
I'm just thinking like I think Jones will wrestle, and I don't think he's going to be able to knock him out with ground and pound. So he might look for like a finish, unless it's like a club and sub. But I don't even see that happening either. But yeah, I like Mason Jones to win. Younger guy, never been finished. I think he's durable enough. He'll be safe. I think his game. I mean, you better shoot some takedowns. At least mix it in a little bit. Don't let Jeremy just tee off on him early. And I think the longer the fight goes, too, I think it does favor a little bit Mason Jones too. I think we'll see.
As long as he's grappling, it does. If he spends the first round on the feet, just like striking with him and trying to like play that game. Ooh. Yeah. Even if it like, there's a chance I throw a live bet on Stevens at that point, just thinking like maybe because
another chance.
So hard. But yeah,
I hear you. But yeah, I mean there is a chance. But
big chance. Hometown crowd.
Another thing that worries me too, obviously, he's 38 years old. He's coming back to the UFC after like 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer, and in front of his hometown crowd. This might be the R word fight.
It doesn't sound like it. Sounds like the dude wants to go make a career and
bare. But is he going to do it in UFC?
No, but I think like he wants to use this to boost his. Like if he wins this fight, imagine the money that BKFC is going to have to throw at him now. Because like dude already left BKFC after a huge win where he was an underdog and was like expected to lose.
Yeah.
In the other dude's hometown, he beat Alvarez in Philly. And it was like one of those things where it's like, man, this guy just won huge. And if he came in here and if he comes in here and somehow beats Mason Jones, UFC is going to be like, hold on. And he's going to be like, yo, BKFC, what's up? And like, dude's got the cards in his hand right there. Like, dude's okay, but it's a long shot. He's probably getting grappled. Sure.
Let's see. I mean, we have the first same name. I can't pick against him, right? Yeah.
Sure.
I think I pick all the Johns as well. I picked John Castaneda last fight, so he lost, but it is what it is. Hardest hitter, yep. Took easy. A sprinkle on Stevens by KO. I think that's how you do it.
Word, 100%.
I don't think he's going to win a decision. He's got like 13 losses by decision or something crazy. So if this fight does, if it goes to decision, more than likely he's probably losing. And it's probably because Mason.
Ton of volume.
Yeah. Ton of volume, can wrestle. I think that's how he wins. Yeah. And Stevens is plus 400.
So I'm not going to play Jones. I don't think he's at this line is fair. I don't think it's a good idea at this line.
Next fight, though, we got Cameron Smotherman versus Surrey City. You know what? Like, I'm trusting the gut on this one, and I'm going to go with Smotherman. I might look like a fool. I think City is good on paper, but when he gets into the fights, he makes fights super close. He'll look good in like one round, like he's going to dominate the rest of the fight, and then he just kind of does nothing and then makes fights super close. Like I said, he went to split decision in a couple of these fights last. I actually think they should have been flipped a little bit. I think he actually won against Tavares and lost against Armfield. But either way, it still went to split.
You know something funny? Yeah. I got robbed in both of those. I had City bet against Tavares and I had Armfield bet against City.
I want to say I did as well.
Such BS.
I know I got robbed at the Armfield fight. I know I had that one for sure. I have to go back and look at the other one, but I want to say I did too. But I like Smotherman. I liked him when he came in the Dana White Contender Series. I know he lost by KO to Gregorio, and that's not a good look at all. But you know, he went to the regionals. He did good. He won four in a row, a couple finishes here and there, I think, and then he's coming back now. I think this is going to be a close fight either way, and I'm just going to go with the dog. I'm just not super sold on CD, I guess. I think the talent is there. I just don't like his striking defense too. He gets hit a lot, but he is durable. But Cameron could get knocked out too. Who knows? So just going to go with the gut. I'm going to go with Cameron here by decision. I think this goes to decision though.
Yeah, I like City, but only slightly. I don't think I can get to playing him as an actual play. I think City is the type of guy that is going to make every fight close.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about.
I think he's more durable though, and I think Smotherman. Obviously, Smotherman got knocked out by Cheryl Lampos, which is a horrible.
But he does hit pretty hard. That's all he has. Like that's the only thing that's good about him is he does hit hard early on. That's what happened.
Smotherman also doesn't move his head very much. He's a really good offensive striker, but he just doesn't move his head very much.
Yeah,
and that's
City kind of does the same thing. He's got the tall man. He's going to be a little bit taller.
Can eat him.
Yeah, that's true.
And Smotherman can't eat them.
True.
He's not like City. So yeah, I got to go City. I don't feel awesome about it. He's the type of guy I'd think about as like an underdog. So, but like as a favorite, it's like, I'll crack open a root beer on this one. I'm not gonna get wild.
If the lines were flipped, I would probably bet City.
Yeah,
for sure.
If the lines were, if he was an underdog, I'd bet him for sure.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna bet him as a favorite.
Yeah, this is just this is one of those close fights where I think it can go either way. I could see both sides. I really do. I don't blame anybody picking City at all. So whatever.
Grappling deficiencies from Smotherman are also a problem.
Yeah, but I don't think City's going to be grappling. Do you see him
grappling? He's good if he does, though. He's also good at catching kicks. That's something that I think is underrated about City's game is his ability to catch kicks.
Smotherman is primarily a boxer, though.
It's true, but if he mixes those kicks in, I think he gets one pot.
Who knows? I mean, I didn't really dive too much into the Smotherman like regional scene, at like his recent regional scene, like after he lost to Gregorio. Like I saw a little bit, but like, he could have evolved a little bit. Maybe he used more kicks. I didn't watch all of the fights, like the 4 fights. I think I only watched like 2. And I don't even remember if they were the last ones or the early ones. Who knows?
Yeah, Smotherman's live. I can't get there.
Yeah. I mean, I like it because it's plus money. It helps out a little bit, but still, it's like, it's a close fight. I don't know. I'm not confident. That's all I got, really. Let's go to the next one. Should be a fun one. Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. Who do you like here? Or did you go last time?
I think you did. It's okay. I'll take this one. Okay. Here's another one where I am completely on an island. I got Marcos. I think Montel Jackson's very good. I don't think he's
sick.
I think in this fight, he's going to need to get a knockout over Marcos to win this. He doesn't do enough. In the fights that he goes to decision, which I assume he goes to decision if he doesn't get the knockout, because I feel like he's not getting knocked out, and I feel like he's not going to sub Marcos. So there we go. If it goes to decision, he's not throwing a ton of strikes. Like he's not landing high volume. Marcos can land high volume. He has that ability. I do dislike the reach advantage there for that Jackson has. That's a big problem for Marcos. But I think Marcos can move on the outside, come in when he needs to. If he gets into the pocket, he's very dangerous in the pocket. He's deceptively dangerous in the pocket. I think a lot of people dislike Marcos because they had money on Davey Grant and they feel upset about that. And there you go. And that's why they continue to try.
Not that good.
Marcos is good. He is very good. And then people
didn't win that fight.
There are people like, he arguably lost to Yanez. He did not lose to Yanez. Get out of here with that nonsense.
He lost to Davey Grant.
Even if you think that,
he did. He
did. One fight he hasn't looked fantastic, and Davey Grant has looked pretty good most of the time. Like, I mean, up until the last fight, like even then, like the guys looked pretty good. You know what I mean? Like Davey Grant went out there like 40 years old and beat the brakes off Tavares. So it's not like Davey Grant's a bum. So even if you're not looking great against Davey Grant, he's clearly leveled up since then because he went out there and beat Yanez, and Yanez I think is at least as good of a striker as Jackson. He doesn't have the power that Jackson has. He does have more volume, though. If Jackson wants to win, he needs a knockout. I think Marcos gets it done, man, especially as an underdog. I think he's the type of guy that's going to go out there and put out more volume. I think when he gets in the pocket, he's going to land some sneaky shots. And I think he's going to be able to – he's also Peruvian, so he's probably durable as heck. So, like, we haven't ever seen him get, like knocked out or anything. But, like, dude, Peruvians typically have a good chin. Like, that's a thing. Like, I know, like, you're like, oh, that's – you can't just say that in general. But like, it's a thing. Peruvians have good chins. It's kind of like people from Mexico typically have good chins.
Yep.
There you go. So give me Marcos, and I'm sure that most people are against it. It looks like a couple people in the chat are on it, but most people seem to be against it in their videos.
I'm against it.
I figured.
I like me some Jackson. I think he's good. I think Jackson's good. I'm not saying Marcos is a bum. He's not. I think this would be a fun striking fight. I do like the reach advantage, like you said. I just think Jackson could have the more impactful shots. Marcos isn't really like the KO guy. He's a volume guy. So it's going to be volume over moments. You're going to want to hope Jackson can get a couple good moments. And you know what? He's got a good jab too. He could wrestle here too. He hasn't shown it too much. I mean, he could mix it in. I would like that. He doesn't really have to. I think I do see this fight going to decision, but I just think Jackson's going to be the one that's going to be live for a KO. I think he can land the better shots. It's just Marcos is going to need to land more shots. Mm-hmm. So it will be probably a close decision if it gets there, but I just think it's going to be Jackson this time. I'm not that I'm fading Marcos. I just yes, I have a Davey Grant ticket. I'm still holding that bitch because that's going to cash one day. I don't care. I'm taking it every time over there, but I like Montel Jackson though. I think he's good.
Yeah. I think Montel Jackson is good as well. I think if he wins this fight, it would be by far his best win in the UFC. Because if you look at
vice versa for both guys.
Yeah, debatable. Yanez has a bigger name, I think, than Montel Jackson.
Yeah, he does, but Yanez has been on a little downward spiral.
I mean, yeah, but like if we're going like by best win, Yanez is a better win on paper.
But I think,
yeah,
but I think we all overhyped Yanez a little bit.
Either way, has Montel Jackson beat anybody that didn't?
I mean, Damon Blackshear.
Oh, that's true. He did beat Blackshear. Blackshear is a good
18 seconds.
That's true. I forget about that because it's so fast.
I know.
Well, I didn't even watch that.
I think I even bet Blackshear. I was like, Blackshear going to win this fight. I'm like, oh, nope.
Yeah. Nope. that fight actually made me lower on Blackshear, because I was like, oh man.
It made me lower on Blackshear too. Mm-hmm. But Blackshear is good.
He's very good. He showed that in his last fight too. So
yep, he looked a little weird in the Cody Gibson fight early, but he did okay after that.
Cody Gibson's better than people give him credit for too.
Yeah, I do like me some Cody Gibson.
Cody Gibson has had a tough run in the UFC. Even in his first stint, you look at the guys that they put that dude against, and they're like, we're cutting him. He sucks. Dude, what? No, that Cody Gibson's pretty good, and he's still getting it done at this age. I mean, he was competitive with Blackshear. I hope the guy stays around for a little while.
Yeah.
But no, I think this is a competitive fight. I think it goes to the decision, and I think if it does, Marcos gets it on a very close decision.
Okay, we'll see. See what the judges feel like judging that night. Jeremy says, I got a sneaky feeling Marcos will win. I like this matchmaking. I like Marcos in this one. Tom in Colorado. What's up, Tom? Montel Jackson for the win. I'm with you. He got them big old hands. Yeah, he does.
Does have big hands.
Do you guys think this fight goes to decision? More than likely.
Yeah.
Marcos has never been finished, obviously. And actually, Jackson has never been finished either. So.
Fair.
There you go.
I mean, to be fair, between the two of them, there's only 2 losses. So.
Yeah. Should have been 3, but.
Get out of here.
It's true.
It was a close fight. I can see.
I'm not saying it wasn't close, but there was a clear winner. It was Davey Grant.
You can have Marcos, so.
You can have close fights and have a clear winner at the same time, and it was Davey Grant that night. I don't care what anyone says. You're not gonna tell me otherwise. I have many other people who thought the same thing as well.
Most people thought the same thing. That's why I didn't say anything about my winning ticket on Marcos. So
you shouldn't. Good. Quiet. Now you just did, and I know.
I mean, it's been long enough, man. Let it die.
No, I'll never forget the losses.
Years.
You never forget the losses. Montel Jackson to win, I think, at the 50-50 decision or knockout. I agree. That's kind of why I like him as well. I think if there is a finish, it's probably on his side. But will there be? That's the question. I won good money on Blackshear last week. I did as well. And we all, probably a lot of people did. And Montel Jackson knocked him out 9 months ago. Yep. I've been ripping the heavy bag in the gym this whole podcast. Legendary time for the Aussies, 9:30 a.m. There you go. Marcos fought easier opponents.
The only person Jackson beat that's still in the UFC is Blackshear.
No, who else? He's fought. Well, let me see.
Who else?
I think Julio Arce is a good win. Even though he's not in the UFC, I still think he's a good win.
That's fine. He's still a good win, but I don't think he's better than the people that Marcos has beat. Everybody else has been cut.
I mean, he fought Ricky Simone when Ricky Simone was good. He lost, but
right.
That was 6 years ago, though, or 7.
Right.
Shit.
I think. I mean, who else? Who
you could debate
UFC other than Blackshear.
I mean, he just fought guys that unfortunately aren't in the UFC, but I think Julio Arce is pretty good, and then Blackshear is a good win. So those are 2 good wins, and I'll give Yanez and I'll give Davey Grant, even though he didn't win a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 2. So they're 2-2. You gotta say Julio Arce was good. I don't care what you say.
Fine win, but
I would put him on the same level as a Yanez or I would. No. I don't think Yanez is as good as everyone thinks he is or was.
Dude, Yanez isn't bad.
I'm not saying he's bad, but I don't think he's as good as a lot of people thought he was going to be.
I would take Yanez over Arce.
I want to see that fight because I think it'd be a close fight.
For sure.
I wouldn't. I'd pick Arce.
I don't care what the line is.
I'm an Arce fan.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Arce's fine. He's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad.
Let's go to the Carfax.
Let's go to the Carfax. There you go.
Sometimes when you get a good knockout like that, you may overvalue the fighter when you bet on them, but I'm betting on Jackson. Yeah, that's mean, if that fight would have played out a little bit, I like Jackson's wrestling, and I think he would be able to keep it on the feet. Blackshear would have the grappling advantage, but I like Jackson's wrestling. He hasn't really shown it that much.
Yeah.
He can wrestle.
Yeah, if he decides to wrestle here, that might be his best path. But
I think it'd be easier. It would definitely be easier for him to win.
Yeah, Marcos has really good takedown defense, but we haven't seen it tested against somebody that can wrestle really high level.
That is very true. So we'll see what happens. This is the interesting fight. It can go a couple different ways. Yeah. Aussie fan, what's up, fellas? Appreciate you hanging out. Vincent says Montel Jackson, this is how we do it. Perfect. Love it.
See your head now. Thanks.
This is how we do. Yaya's is slightly over. Yeah, Yaya is Yaya.
I mean, Yaya
very good grappler.
Really good at jiu-jitsu, and that was
very good grappler. That's about it. Elijah Juan, what's up, man? Late as shite, but we here. Appreciate you, though.
Glad you're here.
Appreciate you. I'm on the Montel Jackson train right now. There we go. I'm on to it too. Castaneda is a good win, and so is Aori, but that win that was a win in my book.
It was easy to win. He dominated that man.
Marcos?
Yeah.
Castaneda. I don't know. I'm starting. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying Castaneda. I think he's starting to wash up a little bit.
That was also a while ago. Yeah. Castaneda kept it fairly close with Gutierrez. I think Gutierrez is darn good.
Yeah. Castaneda didn't do anything really.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think Gutierrez is that good either.
I think Gutierrez is very, very good.
I don't think he is.
He's another guy. People just don't like the guy, but
it's not that I don't like him. I just don't think he's that good.
Who's he losing to? Top guys. He lost to Song Yadong, and everybody was like, "Oh, this guy sucks."
Yeah, he does.
Ugh, it's crazy.
All right, we had some fun. All right, next fight: Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez. I'll go ahead and go. Weirdly confident in my guy, Ponzinibbio. Gotta go with him. Love him. I like Daniel Rodriguez too. I mean, he's not, but what I see in a lot of his fights as of late, he is slowing down a lot as the fight goes on. He looks good early, and then round 3 hits, and sometimes he just doesn't really do too much. Santiago, I like him all 3 rounds. I think he's the one that could wrestle if he wants to, hold him up against the cage if he wants to. The striking, I think Santiago also has a little bit more power. I don't think Rodriguez is all that dangerous anymore. He never really has been. Not to say that he can't crack, but I just don't think he's going to be able to knock out Santiago. He doesn't have that power. And the longer the fight goes, I like Santiago. So Santiago has a lot of 3rd round finishes under his belt. even when he's losing, like in the Morono fight, he was looking like crap. He was able to get the KO in round 3. I think he also has a recent KO in round 3. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to look. It is Carlson Harris, his last fight. I like the cardio. I just like Santiago as a pick'em. And if you got plus money, congratulations, because I like that as well. So give me Santiago either round 3 or decision. I think either one is good by me. I just like the heart. Give me the heart. I think he has more heart. What do you think?
I like nothing about this fight. Like, as far as like making
you love Ponzinibbio and you say it.
I'm picking Ponzinibbio.
Okay, cool.
Not with any sort of confidence whatsoever.
I'm weirdly confident. It's totally different.
D-Rod could go in there and just jab his face up and win a decision. And
he'll wrestle then.
Wobbled a little bit more than I'd like to see, you know? I mean,
D-Rod's not scary.
He still has the power. He can mix it up better than D-Rod can. It's not like D-Rod's doing anything other than boxing. I don't think Ponzinibbio's going to wrestle, but I think he'll throw some leg kicks, things like that. Man, I just don't feel good about either of these guys in this fight, because either guy could win a greasy split decision, and I wouldn't be surprised a bit. I'll take Ponzi for the sake of a pick, but dude, I'm just watching this one. Nothing on this one. The split decision, like Dix Insider says, is very live.
All right. As long as you picked Ponzi, we're good. But I'm confident, weirdly confident, that Ponzi gets this one done.
It's one of my lowest confidence picks on the card.
I would say it's medium tier for me. It's one of those fights where you're like, you're that confident, John? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm weirdly confident in this one. And there's some other ones you're like, how are you not confident in that one? I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. It's better odds.
In the chat, Santiago looks hurt after every time he gets hit. He kind of does. He doesn't seem to go out, but also, he does look hurt.
Rodriguez wants to quit after round 2. So round 3 I'm worried for Rodriguez in round 3. Santiago, that's like his best round is round 3. So I think he will, because Daniel doesn't really, he's got 2 KOs in his last 10 UFC fights, if that, maybe more.
Ponzi's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, but I think I'm just not worried. I'm not worried about Daniel's what's coming back. Let me look. Let's see. His last KO was Preston Parsons in 2021.
That's kind of a good KO.
And then Dwight Grant in 2020. Those were his last 2 KOs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too close for me. I'm just staying so far away.
He went to split decision with Morono.
Yeah, but Morono was beating the brakes off of Ponzi until he got the KO.
That's heart. Give me that heart.
Well, yeah, but so going to split decision means that D-Rod had more success in the minutes.
Well, on paper, third round KO looks a lot better than a split decision.
Well, sure, but I'm talking like the minutes here, and
I get it. Yeah. But I'm like I said, I think Santiago could win win round 1 or 2, depending. It doesn't matter, and I definitely think he wins round 3. I don't think D-Rod's ever won a round 3.
Yeah,
I mean, can you remember one round 3 that he probably won? I can't.
I mean, he's definitely won a round 3 in his career. I
don't think so.
On my head, I don't know. I'm sure he has. Absolutely.
Not lately. I bet you he didn't win round 3 against Alex Morono.
Probably not. No.
So that's what I'm banking on. That's like my logic here, and I just don't see Daniel getting a KO. I really don't.
Yeah.
If there is, it might be Santiago round 3 KO.
I'm just staying so far away. So far away.
Tom said no bet for me. 2 fighters on the tail end. Yeah, I just think
Thanks,
Ponzi has a little bit more gas left. I do think he has a little bit more gas. Ponzi, what's up, Dixon? Ponzi, D-Rod ends by split. There we go. Yep. It's probably might happen. Will this fight be fun? I think it'll be fun. I don't think it'll be a snooze fest, at least.
Definitely won't be a snooze fest.
Because Santiago pushes forward. He's not going to, go backwards or anything. And he throws a lot of volume, whether he gets hit or not. And then we'll see what happens. And then split. I wonder how aggressive these guys will be. I think Ponzi will be the one pushing forward for sure. I mean, D-Rod will start going backwards the longer the fight goes, though. Exactly. It's Santiago by heart and desire to please the crowd. Yeah, I like him. Santiago looks hurt. Yeah, well, you don't have to worry this fight. D-Rod doesn't seem to have the same power. Yep, I agree. I can't get Morono fight out of my head. Got Santiago plus 105 Saturday. D-Rod is just not good, in my opinion. I think he's tailing off quicker than Ponzi, if that makes sense. I still think they're okay. Both of them are okay. They're not great. They're 38 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But the last couple fights from both guys, I like what I see way more in Ponzi than I do with D-Rod.
Well, D-Rod had a ton of prison fights apparently. So I mean, those fight miles are adding
maybe
up.
maybe that took a lot out of him.
Sure did. You know? Sure did.
At some point, these guys will get old and take too much damage. Yeah. Ryan Jordan, what's up, Ryan? Just got back from Vegas. Went to 3 concerts at the Sphere.
Wow.
Nicely done. Took some acid. Now everything is on. Life is good. Wow. Best show on YouTube. Well, glad you had fun there.
Yeah, dude, Ryan, you got wild, brother.
That's awesome, man. From now on, can we please treat Moreno's name like Voldemort? It must not be mentioned. Yeah, he is a bum. He does not. I wouldn't say a bum, but he did not look good. He did not look
Alex Morono has more UFC wins than most fighters will ever dream of. Alex Morono is not a bum. His UFC resume is more impressive than over 99% of people who ever will step in a UFC or in a cage, not even a UFC cage, in an MMA cage. That by definition is not a bum. I get so upset when people say stuff like that because and nothing against Dixon Sider. Dixon's a good guy, but like. I have it in the comments all the time. People are like, oh, this fighter's a bum. Like, are you kidding me? This fighter has made it to the pinnacle of the sport. Even if they don't ever get a single win in the UFC, that's more than the majority of people that step into a cage ever will accomplish. Also, if they get even a win in the UFC, that puts them in an elite category. Say they put together a decent number of wins like Alex Moreno has over reasonable like level of fighters who also have wins in the UFC. No, dude's far from a bum. Dude is actually a fighter that is probably one of the higher out of the like almost 8 billion people in the world. He is in the highest percentile of fighters, I would say, or of like people in the ability to fight. Like if you put him against most of the world, he beats them senseless. Dude's not a bum. Dude's good. So there you go.
Hey, all I'm going to say, he's not a bum. He just looked like a bum in his last fight.
It was a bad look, but it's against fighters who are also.
I know. You know? Yeah, I hear it. I don't think he's a bum fighter.
No, there's been very
he fought like a bum.
Mike Jackson is one of the few bums.
He's a bum.
The UFC. Yeah, that's ever been in the UFC.
Dirty Reg, D-Rod fights too lazy for me to beat Ponzi. I like your style, D-Rod, and when we line up, you know what happens. Max bet. D-Rod KO, he'll be looking like
definitely
old D-Rod. I don't think so, Daz.
Definitely live.
Appreciate you hanging out, Daz. If he gets a KO here, he's gonna turn back time.
I can see him wobbling him with a jab.
No way. I think Ponzi finds a KO in round 3.
Yes.
Yeah, but what was that? 9 years ago?
You asked if he ever had won, but Derek Izzy called it out. There you go.
Oh, okay. So he did win in 1 round. Okay. That was 9 years ago. I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
Right.
I've been staying corrected. Thank you, Derek, for making me look like an idiot. Ian Gary fight is when I began to dislike D-Rod. That was a good head kick, though. It was a good head kick. It
was a good shot. Yeah.
Swampy, the Swamp Rabbit. I read this before. I don't want to really read it out loud, but maybe you should just try to find someone else.
She didn't even invite you? That's messed up, dude.
Yeah. I mean, if this is real, time to find somebody else.
The good news is, though, is at least assuming that you found out like after the fact, it was with 2 people that so if they were carrying any diseases. So
it could be bad then too, though.
Look on the bright side, glass half full, brother. Just saying. Gotta look at the glass half full.
I would probably move.
Yeah,
you got 2 less friends now and a girlfriend.
Or you've got 2 friends that helped you find out that she wasn't the one. Depends how you look at it. You might have 2 friends that, hey, like, dude, look.
Don't make me ask more questions that I want to find out answers to.
I'm just saying, you might have had 2 friends that helped you find out that she was not the one for you.
138 after that stunt he pulled versus Nico Price. Which one? Morono?
Dude, Nico Price is another guy that's had more wins. He has more wins in the UFC than most
Lawler. That was awful. Ugh.
That was a rough
fight. That was terrible. Yeah, Moreno probably could for sure.
Yeah, he beat the brakes off of me, and I'm like actually trained. Like I'm not like a guy that just talks about it and doesn't say anything. Like
I just said he just fought like a bum in his last fight. I don't think he legit is a bum.
So, definitely not a bum.
I'm sorry.
I just hate that just because like I've been in there before, and like when you lose, it sucks, dude. It sucks getting beat up in front of thousands of people.
Sometimes, when I'm talking about fighters and they do really bad, I like to call them trash cans, and I'm trying to stop that, or bums or something like that. But it's kind of like saying, you're an idiot, but you're not. You're just saying it out loud.
I get the sentiment.
I can say other words, but I don't want to.
I get the sentiment. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Morono's been around for a while. Yeah.
That's true. Longevity is catching up with him.
Yep. Pick'em MMA. What's up, Pick'em? Let's go. Appreciate you hanging out. Two best friends. Yeah, that was wild. We got the co-main event though. Let's get right back into this bad boy. Reinier de Ridder versus Bo, the great American wrestler Nickel. I believe it's your turn, right?
Yeah, unfortunately it is.
Are you torn? Let's be honest. Are you torn in this one?
Yeah, and I ended up siding with de Ridder because of it.
I shouldn't be, but I am.
Dude, de Ridder has fought the much better level competition and looked better anymore. Like, dude, I don't know. I got to take de Ridder at this line. I mean, Bo could totally win. He absolutely could totally win. But like, dude, de Ridder's only 2 losses are to a juiced up heavyweight.
Yeah.
Both of them are to a dude that was just juiced to the gills at heavyweight. Should Bo Nickel win on paper, guy's undefeated, yada, yada, all this stuff. It's 2025. It's the year of people's O's going. I mean,
I don't even know if he should win on paper.
I mean, he should be able to dictate where the fight goes.
That's exactly what I was going to
say. So that's why I say like he probably should. But at the same time, dude, de Ridder's got more than double the experience. Yeah. And I mean, like he's literally only lost twice to a juiced up heavyweight. Like I'm not like saying crazy stuff here. I don't think Bo Nickel is the level of Mulligan. I don't think so, especially like when you factor in the juice. You know what I mean? I think Bo Nickel is very good. He's got a lot of talent, all that good stuff. But like, gosh, de Ridder is approaching a plus 300 or underdog. If you're gonna give me him at plus 300, I haven't bet him yet because I think money's just gonna keep coming in on Nickel. But dude, I'm probably gonna end up throwing something on de Ridder. He's good. I don't need him to. I don't necessarily need all of the underdogs to win this fight. I need 1 or 2. Or to win on this fight card. If de Ridder's live, he's very live. He's a very accomplished grappler. How many people are submitting GM3? Not many people. I understand that fight looked wild, but I mean, he submitted GM3. That's incredible.
Like, well, who's also a better striker?
I don't know who's the better striker necessarily.
I would say GM3, but just because I just think he's got more experience. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. GM3 is probably, yeah. In this matchup too, like, so de Ridder has he's an okay jab, I guess, but his knees are good. And that's about it.
He's got good kicks. He's got good kicks.
They're fine. His knees are good because he's so freakishly tall and just flings them up to people's chins really easily. Other than that, he can't strike. But that knee is a good weapon against a guy like Bo. I don't know, dude. Bo could totally win. I wouldn't be surprised. At the same time, de Ridder at the number that I believe he's going to be come fight day, I'll take de Ridder.
Yeah. This is one of the another fights too where I thought I would be all in, but I'm not. I think there is a good chance there's an underdog could be barking in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that just left me that I think that Bo Nickel can do is, where, like you said, dictate where this fight goes.
Yeah.
I don't think de Ridder's takedowns are all that great. Now, if he gets his fight to the mat, I mean, he's dangerous. He's definitely submission over position, which sometimes that could cost him some positions, obviously. But I'm gonna go with Nickel. I'm gonna say this fight goes to decision, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's gonna be a striking fight. When you have two like good grapplers or wrestlers, they kind of strike it out. Maybe they don't want to test one or the other. I do think someone will eventually. I don't know who. Like maybe Nickel later on, but I think round one will be kind of like a striking, testing, feeling out process, and then maybe round two hits. Maybe somebody goes for a takedown, whether they get it or not, and then that's when the grappling will start. So, if you want to be a little safe, Tyler, DeRitter plus 3.5 is plus 140.
Oh,
He's
I
going to
already
win
put
one
it
round.
down.
Okay. Because, okay.
For sure.
Because I think this fight goes to decision one way or another. I don't think Nickel's going to be able to submit DeRitter, and I don't think DeRitter's going to be able to submit.
So we ain't submitting DeRitter, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be a sub. I don't think there's going to be a KO either, unless somebody lands just a wild overhand bomb or a high kick. Like a crazy one that nobody. Something wild.
Would be like, but yeah.
Because they're not the level. They're just not the level of striker where you can be like, okay, someone can get a KO. Like, I don't think there's going to be, at least on the feet. So I'm looking at, like, if I wanted to play something, like, I don't know. Like, I always feel more comfortable either playing the over, some kind of over, or the plus 3.5 spread for DeRitter. I think he can win one round. But I'm going to go with Nickel to win by decision only because I just think he can dictate where this fight goes. That's, like, literally the only reason.
Yeah, I get it.
That's it.
I totally get it.
So if he wants this fight standing, that's going to be the closest way for Nickel to. Actually, that's going to be close either way, whether it's on the mat or on the feed.
Well, yeah, because DeRitter's going to make it a car crash if they keep it on the feet. DeRitter knows that, like, just standing and trying to point fight him on the feet is like a wild idea. So he'll make it a car crash trying to get the fight to the mat on his terms. And if it doesn't go to the mat on his terms, something Aussie Fight Fan pointed out. He said, if you're picking DeRitter, you're picking him to win via sub off his back. I disagree. DeRitter can sweep. He can work his way to a more advantageous position and end up on top. He's done that before. I'm not saying like that's necessarily going to happen. Bo's probably got pretty good top pressure, but we've also seen Bo struggle on top to do what he needs to do. Like, how long did it take him to finish Jamie Pickett on an arm triangle? Now, I'm not saying that he has
kind of struggles to get some takedowns too. Like
sometimes. And it's
you would
not,
think with that wrestling credential, like he can get takedowns at will. No.
Well, so it's the cage wrestling. He doesn't struggle in space. When you see him shoot a takedown in space, oh, dude, it's easy. Easy.
It's just the cage up against the cage.
They don't have cages in wrestling, Makes
sense.
So I don't know. Yeah, if Bo gets on top, he can definitely stay there, and DeRitter will probably be comfortable to work for a while off his back. But if DeRitter decides to try to sweep him, it's possible, especially if Bo isn't doing the lay and pray. If he's trying to land any damage, I could definitely see DeRitter getting a sweep because the dude's a freak of nature as far as like how big he is for the division, and also his grappling is very high level. I'm not saying he wins for sure. I'm just saying, if you're going to give me DeRitter at the number, I'm going to take a shot. And like, I don't know, but Bo could totally win. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
That's what kind of worries me too, is like, what's Bo going to do if he does get a takedown when he's on top?
Hold position.
Like,
he's not going to win by sub.
So the over is looking real good, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what keeps coming to my head. Like, I don't know who to pick. Yeah, you can get a juicy number if you want to bet on DeRitter, but like, I almost feel like this, I don't want to say smart play, but a good play would be any overs, especially if they're on the feet. Time's going to be wasting. They ain't going to be knocking each other out. And then the only person that's going to be going for probably submissions on the mat is probably going to be DeRitter.
Yeah.
And I think Bo Nickel will be more control over submission.
Yeah. I think
he'll be okay. I don't know if he's going to be able to get Nickel in a crazy, submission or something like that, especially if he's on his back. Not to say that he can't,
right?
But I think Nickel now if Nickel is on his back, completely different. That could be wild and crazy.
I think if Bo does go for a takedown, it's because DeRitter's just crashing in like a car crash. Like, I think that would be the only way that Bo shoots a takedown.
Or he's definitely losing the striking exchanges like after a round and a half.
Yeah, I don't know that he will, though. I think it'll be one of those things where neither guy really does a whole lot on the feet as far as that. But DeRitter doesn't have any sort of like reservations about just diving in like it's a car wreck. He has done that in a ton of fights to get the fight to the mat. And then he'll go for his judo throws. And he does a pretty good judo throws. Do I think he's going to judo throw Bo Nickel? No. But what I do think is if he just comes in like a car crash, it can make a guy like Nickel nervous at that point, and then he'll shoot a takedown on an instinct and then say, oh, crap, now I'm in a spot I don't necessarily want to be. I don't
know. Yeah, this is it's going to be an interesting fight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played anything on it yet. I haven't played anything on it yet, but I'm really thinking about that over.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the over.
I mean, I'd be sweating a little bit of that over, but not all of it. I think it's okay until the 1.5 round mark. Then I'll be sweating that round that I need. So,
yeah.
Daz likes Bo KO 2-3. Could happen.
Yeah.
Lane likes America. No
Fair
bet
enough.
yet. I cannot pick the winner on this one. We have to pick one, so I picked one. So Bo should win. Good matchup.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. It's
I
not
think
an
a good
easy
matchup
one.
for him is a striker that doesn't have any takedown defense. That's a good matchup for him.
Yeah, this is a tough one for him because he's going to have to strike. Well, what is the UFC trying to do here? Are they trying to move him up, or are they trying to give him the opportunity to strike?
I think they're thinking this is a win-win because if Bo wins, he gets a big name on his resume, and if De Ridder wins, this is a dude that's now 20-2, and his only 2 losses are at freaking heavyweight, and he's fighting at middleweight.
True.
Yeah.
And good experience for Bo as well.
Yeah,
obviously.
and he's young enough. He's only 29. He can get a bounce back.
Both have terrible strike. Yeah, they're not great striking. I think it'll look like the Craig fight. Bo will keep it on the feet, take him down. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe later on in the fight.
Comparison a lot. The difference is Craig is not going to aggressively just car wreck to force a grappling exchange.
Yeah, he won't.
De Ridder will.
Bo going to pwn him on the feet, and that's where the fight's happening. Okay.
Will
Iowa be a pro Bo or against it? He might. That's a good question.
They'll probably be for him. I think he's popular enough. They'll be for him.
Bo was going to make De Ridder gas in this one if he doesn't KO him. I mean, we've seen De Ridder kind of slow down a little bit, but I don't know about.
Yeah, but he just fights through it.
Yeah, it's 3 rounds too. I think if he does gas out, it might be in the 3rd round, but I think he's okay for at least 2 of them. And
De Ridder subbed GM3 in the 3rd.
He did.
Dude, GM3 in the 3rd.
Both of those guys were a little tired, if you want to say.
He was exhausted, but the fact that he was still able to lock up a sub, you know how hard it is to sub somebody when you're exhausted? It's tough.
Well, I don't know personally, but I can only imagine.
I can tell you it's hard.
Finally, someone that says De Ridder is a decent play at the odds. Bo should win, though.
I
think it's a good play. Striking is horrible. Bo too high level to submit. Easiest fight to pick, or on the card to pick. Bo all day. I'm gonna guess he said. Phone Nick versus Paul Craig was terrible to watch. Looked like a yellow belt inspiring. Paku likes Bo. I was certain I was going to go De Ridder in this fight, but I don't love this matchup. Going to watch and enjoy. Another note, Nickel doesn't cut much weight. He will be way smaller. He might be, for sure. Yeah. He does look a little small for middleweight. So
yeah. When he has the skills to win, it's just,
Yep.
Okay, that's fair, but when does GM3 usually sub people? It's the 3rd round.
That's true. That is true. When Bo wrestled for Penn State versus Iowa, he got booed badly. Yeah, he might get a little booze early on, maybe the walkouts, but I think as the fight goes on.
I think that's different now, though, because he's not fighting against somebody from Iowa. He's fighting against somebody from, the Netherlands.
Yeah. I'm big on De Ridder. He has the skills he hasn't shown yet and will shock the world. Also, D-Rod won round 3. Yes, Derek. Okay.
Did he win round 3 on all the judges' scorecards or just one? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I remember the scorecards being all over the place in that one. I'm not
all
sure.
right. Against Moreno. Let me look. You know what? I'm going to look this one up because I don't think he did. It was a split.
Yeah. I don't remember what the scorecards looked like, but I remember.
I don't either.
Confusing.
All I know is this: Daniel Rodriguez does not look good in the 3rd round. Any 3rd round that I've seen him, he does not look like as well as he did. Well, yeah, I guess he won all 3.
Okay, there you go. That's legit.
Well, I will say sorry, but I will also say Moreno does not look good in round 3 either. So I know who's better. I know who's better in round 3 in those two in the matchup. It's going to be Ponzi.
That's fair.
That's what I will say. Thank you, Derek, for proving me wrong yet again. How does De Ridder win without getting takedowns, which he won't get? I think if you're betting De Ridder, you're betting on sub off his back.
This is the one I was disagreeing with because I think he can get a sweep.
I was gonna say, what if he gets a takedown though? Just like a random, perfectly timed takedown. I'm not saying his takedowns are great, but
he might be able to muscle him down. I mean, he's huge.
He's gonna be bigger, like you said. Yeah.
Who was it? Somebody in the chat said that De Ridder weighed 221 going into the Holland fight. 221. That's a big man.
Yeah, and Holland barely weighed probably 187.
Yeah.
Dude should not be fighting at middleweight ever.
No. Maybe 190 if you're waiting with the shoes on.
But yeah, let's go to the main event now, which is going to be Corey Sandhagen versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Did you go first or did I?
Oh, there you go. Holland weighed 189 is what.
Yeah, he should never. Anytime that Holland fights at middleweight, I bet against him. I don't even care who it is. But if it's a welterweight, now you're going to have like good Kevin Holland, and it kind of depends on who he fights at welterweight too. Yeah. But he's going to lose every middleweight fight unless it's just a low level guy.
Yeah,
he's just not going to.
Yeah, I went first last time, so it's you.
Okay, well I'll go. I love me some Corey Sandhagen. Do I love the odds? No, but I do think Corey Sandhagen wins this fight. He's going to be bigger. He's going to be taller. The reach is about the same, which is crazy. But this is going to be the bigger cage. I think Figgy's going to have to try to use some wrestling and grappling. And if he's not successful, I don't think he's going to win this fight. I don't think he's going to be able to. So if this is a striking fight, I like Corey. What are you laughing at?
Remdog's comment in chat.
I like it. I'll get to it. But yeah, I mean, Corey's a good striker. I think he's technical on the feet. Figgy's no bum. He's a ex-champion. He's fought very high level competition, but the bantamweight division when you have to fight taller, lengthier guys, like I think it's a little bit of a issue for smaller guys, and I like Corey here in the spot. Like I think he wins probably 49-46 decision, like one of those kind of wins. I think it's going to be a pretty clear one, unless Figgy can grapple. Like that's going to be, he has to grapple. I don't think he's going to be able to outpoint Corey for 5 rounds. Not to say that Figgy gasses or anything, but he's a little hittable. And I think Corey's fine. I think he's fine on the feet. And maybe Corey even gets some wrestling going too. Who knows? We've seen him do it against a couple of these guys lately. So, yeah, give me Corey to win. I'm going to say by decision, though. Who do you like?
I hate the price, but I think Sandhagen wins 3 rounds to 2 is what I'm thinking. Because there's going to be
that's worst case scenario.
Well, I think there's a round that Figgy's going to get a takedown and control. And that one's
probably round 3.
It's probably going to be a round that you haven't seen him shoot a takedown yet in the fight, and then all of a sudden he gets one. I think he controls him, and I think there's another point in the fight where he lands a big shot. Maybe doesn't knock down, but wobbles Sandhagen late in the round and steals it, because Figgy does hit like a truck. He dropped Marlon Vera, and dude, Marlon Vera just walked through a knee to the face from Sean O'Malley.
That's probably why Vera's durability is probably not there anymore.
I don't know, because he's durable at like the rest of that fight. But dude, I mean, Figgy sat him down. So I mean, Figgy hits so hard. I could see him sitting him down. So I think it's gonna be one of those fights where the minutes are gonna go to Sandhagen. I don't think that's crazy, except for maybe a round where Figgy gets a takedown.
Yep.
I don't think Figgy finishes Sandhagen on the mat. His defensive grappling has improved a lot. Has Sandhagen's. I feel like Corey probably takes it 3 rounds to 2. The line is ridiculous though. I don't know. I feel like Sandhagen should be minus 280, 285 maybe.
I was gonna say like 300.
Maybe minus 300, but like minus 535 on DraftKings today. I'm like, whoa, boy. So I don't know. I'm gonna go Sandhagen, but barely. But
I was gonna say, I would not suggest putting Corey in a parlay unless you are confident enough that he wins 49-46.
I don't know. I'm not. 48-47 is probably the scorecard I see.
Yeah. But I mean, I think he does.
I guess it's gonna be like a
but I still can't even like parlay that number though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? But that would be the only way that I would say that's okay to put in your parlays. Or just bet Corey by decision, because I think that's how he wins.
What book is it that like in a 5-round fight will like make it so you still only have to have your underdog win 1 round? It's like the plus 9.5 or some stupid stuff like that.
You can do that on DraftKings.
Yeah. So in Nebraska, I can't pull up DraftKings. So I have to go over to Iowa to pull up DraftKings. And I'm not in Iowa right now. I'm in Nebraska. So is that out yet? And if so, if you can get plus money on that.
Figgy plus 9.5 is plus 100.
That's like an okay bet. Like I feel like he can do something. You know what I mean? Like
he should be able to win 1 round, right?
Yeah, because like at plus 9.5, that makes it so he's only got to win 1 round, right? Am I tripping?
Well, no, he's got to have 148-47.
Oh, so he's got to win one. He's got to win one round on 2 scorecards and 2.
He's got to win 2 rounds on 1 scorecard.
Yep, that's right. And then, I feel
if you do the 13.5, it's minus 150.
That's pretty.
He has to win one round.
A round, right?
One round. I think he wins 1 round, 100%.
I feel like Figgy's like live to win the fight, but like at least a round.
I think he can win 2 rounds at most.
I think he can definitely win 3 if he. I mean,
I don't think so.
He's the type of guy that can just change a fight in one move. He's got nasty kicks that people forget about. He's got tons of power in the hands.
No, I'm a Figgy believer.
But
I think this is going to be a tough matchup for him.
It's weird, too, because styles do make fights. Because, like, Sandhagen, I think, is the toughest fight in the division for Merab. Now, I think Merab still beats Sandhagen. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I think Sandhagen stylistically is the toughest matchup for a guy like Merab. But at the same time, I think some of the guys that he would need to beat in order to get to Merab are a nightmare matchup for him. Like when he fought Umar. Umar was a nightmare matchup for him.
Yeah.
Figgy is the type of guy that's like, he can change any fight by either hitting you really hard or getting a hold of your head and just ripping that sucker off your shoulders, because I mean, we've seen him do that to people before. Shout out to Joseph Benavidez. And I mean, like, it's one of those things where like Figueiredo is just a tough fight for anybody, and you have to always be on your A game. If Corey wins, it's a great win. Puts him somewhere where there's a potential for a title shot, but like, man, he's got to be careful in this one.
Yeah.
If he's
and that's the good thing about that. Like, I'm glad you said that, because Corey does fight very smart. I think he's he doesn't really make too many mistakes. And if he does make mistakes, it's because somebody's way better than him, like Umar or something. And not even to say that he made a mistake, just Umar's just better. And he's like, crap, I couldn't stop that takedown because it was perfectly timed. Like one of those things. Like, but he's not going to make a crazy mistake to cost him a fight. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't even remember one. Maybe it was it was early on. Aljo fight. That was it.
Yeah.
That was the only mistake I think I can remember off the top of my head that he made, and clearly that cost him the fight.
Way better now.
Yeah, and that was years ago, like 6 years ago or something like that. So,
yep.
Let's get to the chat though. We got a really crazy question. We got 100 round 3 D-Rods versus a Silverback. I'm gonna go with Silverback on this one, honestly.
Because check out my video for a full explanation.
Oh, does it have D-Rods in there though?
It doesn't, but it'll give you. It's close enough.
I don't trust D-Rod in round 3, so I got to go Silverback on that one. Corey's my lock all day. Yikes, I see a clear path for Figgy with the grappling, but I don't know if he's going to be able to grapple to win 3 rounds, because it's already in my head that this fight goes to decision. So that's just for me personally. I just don't think Figgy's going to be able to grapple him for 3 rounds to win. I don't think he's going to be able to outstrike him. Yeah, maybe he can rock him and maybe win a close round that way, but I mean, that's how he has to win. That's his path to victory, but I just don't think he's going to be able to. Rem Dog's always funny. Figgy looking chubby, Corey decision. Figgy, yeah, I saw the little pictures. It doesn't look great. He's gonna have at least like a 15-pound cut, maybe 20, if that's true. But that might have been a couple days ago. Who knows? Corey will change his style based on the opponent and watch footage. Corey's I like his fight IQ. Like I said, he's very safe. Doesn't really make a lot of bad decisions. He is a good fighter to bet on if you like him, because he will not do you wrong more times than not. Ulysses, Corey decision, 1-140. I wish it was plus money because it's a 5-round fight, but I think that's how he wins, unfortunately. I don't see him finishing Figgy at all. Unless it's like a crazy like flying knee when Figgy's shooting a takedown, or an elbow or something crazy like that. I like Corey, but odds are wide. I agree. Is Figgy real that fat? Maybe. He might be. Who's going to win the Kentucky Derby, chat? I only know the guy, the horse journalism or something like that. And I think he's the favorite right now. I'm going to look into that, though. I like betting on that Kentucky Derby. Corey will be simply too big. I agree. He's going to be tough to take down. Guys, he's going to be like 6 inches taller. Something crazy like that. Let me just double check. I don't want to lie to you guys, but it's something crazy. Let's see that he's 6 inches taller and a 2-inch reach advantage for Corey. So one of that, the one that crosses the line for is Paul. People will bet on Corey after the face-off because of the height difference for sure. Viggy, a value loser. If you want to do the any plus bets, yeah. I mean, the plus 9.5 is not bad at plus 100. Even the plus 13.5 at minus 150. I almost like that. Ulysses, if you can do DraftKings, do that instead of Corey by decision. I think that one gives you a little bit more safety net, just in case if Figgy does a little bit better than you think. Should be an easy win for Corey. He's my last leg of the parlay. Also, D-Rod. Oh, geez. Mike Perry. Nice. Years ago.
Let's go.
Too wide. Let's see. Mr. Nice Guy. What's up, Mr. Nice Guy? Made it in time for the bets. We'll watch the rest later. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll get to the bets. We'll get to the bets right now. How about that? But let's see. B-Neg says, I like journalism, Lucar, Cafe Grande, and Sandman Superfecta for the Kentucky Derby bets this weekend. If anybody is interested, I'm going to look into those as well. Thank you for that. And
Kentucky Derby, that's horses, right?
Yes. It's fun. I love horse racing. Love it. But unfortunately, the really good racetrack by me closed down, and I don't really get to go that often anymore. So I'm a little sad.
I've never watched it, but it doesn't sound fun to me at all. So
it's fun to be there, and it's fun to bet.
People try
watching
to tell me
it
about
is boring.
They were liars.
Well, baseball's fun. I mean, you have to like it a little bit at least. But
there's nothing fun about baseball.
Then you will not like it, and I'm not even going to explain it to you.
It's so bad.
I don't like betting baseball. I like going to the games. It's way better than going there than watching it on TV for sure.
I'd rather football have it on TV so I could leave the room.
Yeah, football is different too because I like going to the football games, but I'd rather watch it on TV just because you can get more coverage and you can see better angles and this and that. Like when you're there's like 80,000 people and you're like usually at the top and you're like, well, I can see a little bit of these little guys running around, but I can't really see everything. So, but it's still fun to go. Hockey's fun to go to. Love hockey to go to. And,
okay, hockey is fun. I don't like hockey, but like hockey games are fun because the crowd is wild, dude. Mm-hmm. At least they are around here. I don't know if
it's always nonstop action. They don't really stop unless they have to do the little Zamboni. That's about it.
I'm usually hardly even watching the game. I'm just like getting in with whatever the crowd's doing. It's a blast.
Yeah. All right, let's do the easy money parlay, and then we'll do the beer money right after. So who do we like?
Who do we even agree on?
We agree on a lot. Do you want to do Petrovich? It's a good parlay piece, right?
Yeah, she definitely has to be in. She's the only one that I feel like super, super solid in.
Okay. So the next one, we need something about like minus 250 and under.
Crap. Because the only other one I feel solid in that I think we agree on is probably Robertson.
I was just looking at that. It's like minus 112 if we do the parlay of that.
Oh, yeah.
Let me look on a couple different books. I mean, I don't think we'll get plus money right now, but
no.
Which I'm okay with if it's close enough.
If that's close enough, I'd take that. That's like the only two like legs I feel really solid in. Are we able to make it a 3-legger?
I don't like it. But are we putting Corey in there?
No, I was going to say Mason Jones, which should push it to plus money, right?
That will be. I'm okay with that.
I mean, I don't like it, but like
I don't love it. Plus money. We don't have to.
Okay, well, if we want to get it to plus money, we add Mason Jones. I feel like he's the only safe one, but like the safe-ish one.
I think you can put Corey in there as well, but depending on your
I mean, we could,
confidence level.
We could. I don't hate it. I don't like it.
I'm just saying anybody. If you don't like Jones, if you like Corey more or vice versa, let me look just to see in a couple different books.
I think it was.
Are we gonna go women's MMA for the easy money parlay?
I love women's MMA.
Why can't I find MMA? There it is.
So, to the chat, Dixon, hey, go watch my live stream I did with Pick'em MMA yesterday over on my channel. We give you a parlay for PFL. Don't you worry. Got you, brother.
There you go.
Okay, so
Do we like any overs?
Not a lot. I mean, unless you do like
what about some plus 3.5s?
Not a ton.
There's Santos.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Ponzinibbio minus 210 or
no.
Oh, I love it. I'm all about that.
Nope.
I'm about
like
that life.
If we're gonna go for safety, I feel like you got to go Robertson and Petrovic, and then you can add Jones if you want to make it plus money. You can leave it off if you don't. I mean,
so if we add Jones to that, that's plus 122.
Perfect. That's plus money right there. And like, I'm not mega confident in Jones winning, but I don't have any other people I feel like I'm more confident in after we take out the two that I feel the best about. You know what I mean?
Are you okay with minus 112?
I'm great with minus 112. Because is that what we get without Jones?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Minus 112 is beautiful. And by my estimations, I don't know what the chat thinks, but
well, the chat has nothing to say about it. We get to you and me.
Okay, well then let's play that. That should those two win at a good clip.
But we will give the chat an option of adding Corey or Jones to this. This will be the easy money parlay, but if you want plus money, add Jones or Corey Sandhagen, whichever one you like more. That'll get you the plus money, probably around plus 122, 125, something along those lines. But that's gonna be our play. Now, it's beer money time.
Okay, now this is where we can get fun. Okay.
Are
there any dogs that we're both on? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
That's why. Okay, so we can't put any dogs in here. So we have to go props.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where it gets tricky. Who do we feel good about a method of victory, or even a round?
Well, I don't like to use the same plays for like the easy money parlay. So I want to like take those two fights out of the equation.
Shoot. Okay.
Because I was gonna say Robertson like KO or just that could be one. Robertson KO or Robertson decision could be one.
What number are we trying to get to? Like plus 1,000?
I like to get to plus 1,000, but
okay.
This one might be a tough one.
Okay.
We are on a unless you want to do like what's Jones inside the distance? Do you think he can finish Stevens?
Maybe.
Minus 115 is not that great.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. Let's see. What if we go
Ponzinibbio by decision?
Ugh. Oh boy.
What about round?
Probably not even worth it. What's the number?
Round 3 or decisions plus 150?
That's not enough. We need bigger if we're gonna get plus 1,000.
Well, we can do 3. We can do 3 on these. We've been having more success with the beer money with 3 legs, like smaller ones, like plus 150 to 200 instead of like 2 plus 300s.
Okay, let's see. What about?
I'm gonna put that on the back burner.
It's a possible. Oh, geez, man, these bookies are getting sharp these days. I tell you what, some of these things, like these lines, are just like they're too on.
Interesting.
Too bad you don't like Loader to win in round 3.
What's that one?
Plus 3,000.
Sheesh.
I actually might play that. Let's see. That's pretty good. I like that. Let's see. Dixon says we should have PFL legs, but man, I don't feel great about a ton of PFL legs either.
The only I like what's his name? Powell.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not sure I like Powell.
I like him.
He's going against the most unpredictable fighter
in
the history of ever.
That's why.
Because I said this on the breakdown yesterday with Pick'em. Like Carl Albertson is a guy who can beat Vadim Nemkov and Dovlet Yagshimuradov, but lose to Chuck Campbell. He's literally beaten Vadim Nemkov and
I'll take the risk.
Yagshimuradov, but then lose to Chuck Campbell. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But that's why I don't want to back him.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Could have been flukes that you won or lost, and I'd rather just check a fighter that I know what I'm going to get. But anyways, do you want to go crazy and go and add DeRitter plus 3.5?
Oh, that's not even crazy. Let's do it.
Okay. So if we did Ponzinibbio round 3 or decision,
okay,
and DeRitter plus 3.5, we're at plus 500. We need one more. So we'll take one that you're weirdly confident in. We'll take one that I'm weirdly confident in. Now let's do it together as a confident one together.
Oh jeez, you're killing me. Okay, what?
Which I know we're on. Okay, so we're both on. I don't want to do Petrovic. We're both on Peterson. Ugh. We're both on
Thomas
Jillian.
Peterson by decision is like plus 100, but I don't like that a lot either.
I don't like that either.
I feel like that's how he wins though.
Yeah, that needs to be like plus 175 before I even think about it. For a heavyweight fight?
Seriously, dude. Seriously. Like that's like these lines are getting tough, man.
I think the only other person that we're on, really, honestly, is Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, but what line?
It's got to be decision.
Yeah.
What's that get us to?
It's like not enough.
Plus 900. I might be able to find plus 1,000 somewhere if you want to do that.
What if we do this?
FanDuel or something.
What if instead we double dip a little bit and we go Robertson TKO and put her with any other leg?
What is her odds at TKO?
Like plus 1,100.
We don't even need another leg.
I know, but like if the gimmick is a parlay, we have to parlay. You know what I mean?
How is that plus 1,100?
I don't know. It's on FanDuel though, and like if I had FanDuel, I'd play that, but I don't have FanDuel. It's only plus 800 on a book I have. What is it on DraftKings? It might be on DraftKings.
It's not on DraftKings yet, okay. But it's on like Bet365 at plus 1,000.
I don't have Bet365 either. I pretty much have DraftKings and BetOnline, and then I do have a BetUS account, but like I try not to use it because BetUS is super annoying.
I want to see what the odds would be for the 3 that we have on FanDuel. FanDuel usually has the best props, so we might be able to get. Oh, they don't have plus 3.5 though. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then Bet365 doesn't have round 3. We'd have to do a Santiago decision.
Ooh, I don't even. I mean, oof. Let's see. What about? Let's see. What do we got for fight go? Oh, geez, man, these bookies. I tell you what.
Yeah, we're on a lot of different fights this week, though.
Yeah, I figured that. Like, I'm on a lot of different fights from most people, so I'm either just gonna look really stupid or like look kind of sharp. So,
I mean, what do you think about Mason Jones? Let me look. Submission or decision?
Okay. What are we getting on that?
It's not great, but it's minus 110.
Oh, jeez.
I know, but that gets us to plus 1045. I mean, and I know we're not double dipping.
Yeah.
So we got DeRitter plus 3.5, Mason Jones, submission or decision. Do you think it even goes to decision, or should we just do inside the distance? But I don't think it KOs Stevens.
I don't think he does either. I think it can definitely go to decision.
Okay. And then Santiago round 3 or decision.
What is the goes to decision line in the Bo Nickel fight? That's plus money.
Oh, that's a good look. But we're already doing DeRitter though.
We can. I mean, shit. That's a good point. Crap.
What do you want? What do you feel more confident? Goes to decision, or it's the same price, or DeRitter plus 3.5?
I mean, you pick at that point.
I think if the fight goes to decision, I think DeRitter wins 1 round.
Yeah.
And he could potentially maybe win a finish. Maybe.
That's true. Okay, yeah, let's keep the DeRitter plus 3.5. Okay, what I guess we can do the oh boy. Yeah, we could do the Mason Jones subber decision.
10:45.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad. The only thing that makes me nervous is like the fact that we're adding the Ponzi bet in there, and that's tough because like
trust me.
Okay.
I'm trusting you with DeRitter.
Yeah. And like I said with the DeRitter pick, it's not like I need either DeRitter or Loader or 2 of the other slight dogs I have to win. One of the 3 things happens and I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need all of them to win. If 2 of those 3 things happen, I'm set. Or, whatever. But like if one of those things happen, I'm okay. It's kind of like that.
This is it.
Okay, right, we're doing it. It's set. It's ridiculous, and it might hit.
If you do not have the plus 3.5 spread option on your sports books, just do the fight goes the distance in that fight instead.
It's a good option as well.
I think it's the same price, or approximately. You should be able to get over 1,000 one way or another. If you can't get the round 3 or decision for Ponzi, maybe just do
play his money line at that point.
Yeah, just play his money line, or you can do Ponzi by decision.
Yeah, decision's most likely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only throwing in round 3 because I can see Daniel Rodriguez getting KO'd in round 3, but that's just me personally. So,
yeah,
a little more confident than most people, I guess, on Ponzi, but that's just me. But all right, that is it. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us for a little over 2 hours. But before we get going, Tyler, let them know where they can find you and what you got going on with your 100 humans versus 1 gorilla.
Yeah, so you can find me at 138 MMA. Go check out the YouTube channel if you want to. Like Dixon wants to see some PFL stuff. Me and Pick'em went live yesterday about that, so you can check that out. It's a good one. It's a good one. And then also, I have a couple of other videos that aren't just breakdown videos, and I'm trying to like get a little more. The one I did today was just wild, but everybody's talking about it. 100 men versus a gorilla. So I did a video. If you want to see it, if you want to see my take on it, I did it in a style I usually do for a fight breakdown, but like it's breaking down 100 dudes versus a gorilla, so that's fun. But then also a video that I'm really proud of. I worked together with one of the members of the community, Pink Floyd, and we put together a video on my favorite fighter. And that fighter is Julian Erosa. And it is a great video. Not only did I enjoy this video, Julian liked the video. He saw it. His mom saw the video, messaged me, and said she liked it so much it made her cry. It's a good video. So watch the video if you're. I can't even monetize that video because it's got like UFC stuff and all that stuff. So I just genuinely like the video. Julian's the man. Watch my video about the gorilla and the people, and then go watch my PFL stuff. So 138 MMA. You can find me at the 3 numbers, 3 letters.
There you go. Yep. And the link is below in description. So just go there, click on it, and then hit follow or subscribe and watch those videos if you're bored. Yeah, that's all we got. I will be posting those bets tomorrow sometime on Twitter and the Instagrams. And yeah, good luck to everybody in their picks. Good luck on your bets. Hopefully we gave you some insight on certain plays that you could potentially look at. And hopefully Derek will get you out of that 32 unit hole. That sounds seriously like a lot. Hopefully that beer money parlay will hit for you. All right. Take care, guys. Good luck. See you next time.